no intro then.
Yeah, this Wi-Fi shit. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of The Fantastic Fools. I'm Liam, and joining me is my good friend Aiden. Say hi to the thing.
Hi.
We're back. So this week we're going to talk about episodes of Smallville that we've watched, because Smallville is both the best and the worst show of all time.
I will argue some episodes are the greatest thing ever put to screen.
But also some of the worst as well.
Yes, absolutely.
There you go.
Jeez. All right, but before we talk about Smallville, you want to quickly go over some news in the comic book sphere? I don't know what you'd call it.
The comic book movie averse.
All right.
Everything's connected.
All right. So
you can go because I got nothing.
They're making a Sin City TV show.
Great.
Frank Miller and Robert Rodriguez are in talks to be brought back.
Perfect.
They're also making an animated Sin City show as well.
In the style of the movie?
Well, these are two separate things.
Huh.
So they're making a TV show and then they're making an animated series as well.
It's weird.
Yeah. Who cares about how long has it been since Sin City came out in 2005?
I don't think no one has seen the sequel, so.
Oh, damn how dare you?
I haven't seen it.
Eva Green's naked in it a lot. It's worth a watch.
Good. I could just Google
Joseph Gordon-Levitt's in it. Josh Brolin.
Nice.
Okay, so and also other news.
Release the Snyder Cut. That's been going around and around for the past few weeks.
Yeah. Good. It exists. It exists.
But will they ever release it? That's the big question.
No.
I feel like it'll be similar to the Richard Donner Superman cut.
Yeah.
How it took. When did that come out? That came out 2006 or something.
Yeah,
right?
And they also did the 3-hour TV cut.
Yeah,
that came out like 2 years ago.
So I feel like if they are going to do that, they'll probably do it like 10 years later or something.
Well, the rumor,
here's a special.
Yeah, well, the rumor is because HBO have had a deal with DC, like to make a lot of the original DC shows.
That's why That's why they're doing Watchmen.
People are like, oh, they could release a Snyder Cut because it's HBO Max because they're doing the Green Lantern show, the Elizabeth Banks one where they're all in high school.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So for other news, I told you this before, but the Lois Lane and Superman TV show.
Yes.
Rumored to have they're casting like a 14-year-old for Jonathan Kent, Superboy, and Damian Wayne.
You tell me about this.
So this is because obviously when they do the castings, they can't just flat out say, "Oh, we're casting for
Jonathan Kent."
Yeah. So this is they put down like the character like bios.
Yeah.
Because even like when they casted Titans, I remember they said his name was like Mark for Dick Grayson. It's like he's a cop who's a vigilante. And
John Blake.
Yeah, like stuff like that. So this is what it says. It says they're looking to cast Matthew quotations.
Matthew Perry.
Matthew Perry from Friends.
Yes.
17 again. No, 17
oh,
again.
Yes.
Matthew. A 14-year-old Caucasian boy who is well on his way to becoming a physical specimen. I don't like the way that's worded. That's creepy. Matthew has a clean cut, modest, kind-hearted, with a "aw shucks" attitude.
Ah shucks.
That somehow doesn't date him. It also describes him as being 3-sport athlete. I don't know what that means.
So this is Jonathan Kent?
This is for John.
Okay, that sounds good.
And then
shucks.
And then for Damien, they're looking for...
Yeah.
They're looking for a 14-year-old Caucasian. He has a young Leonardo DiCaprio quality and an inherent darkness to him. The code name is Ethan. Ethan is wildly intelligent, but has a temper. Socially... Okay.
Socially, like...
No, social anxiety limits him interacting with people.
I guess because of the League of Shadows.
I guess. He spends most of his free time playing video games.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much Damian Wayne in a nutshell.
I would like it, though, if that is supposed to be Damian Wayne. He just drops a couple of F-bombs.
But how long has this Damian Wayne been Robin, do you think? Because it's usually when he's 10 when Batman gets him.
Yeah, I'd say 14. Well,
okay, so a couple years.
Yeah, well, for the Superboy, it's absolutely Superboy because in Infinite Crisis there was a photo released today of Lois and Clark holding their child. Yeah. It's a baby. So people are saying that maybe in Infinite Crisis time speeds up. Something happens. There's like a rift in time, so he's 14 straight away, which. They don't have to
either that or it's just set 14 years later.
I'd be okay if it was just set 14 years later.
Me too.
I have no problem with that whatsoever. Also, it's not in the Arrowverse.
Yeah, so they can do whatever they want.
Yeah, exactly. Who gives a shit?
I'd love to see the Jonathan Kent Damian Wayne thing where it's just like they're friends but like the parents don't agree with each other.
Yeah.
So they're like, don't hang out with that Damian. He's a bad influence on you, John. And Batman's like, no, he's a prick. Don't hang out with Jonathan. Don't hang out with the Kents. Don't go to their yard. They're dicks.
Yeah, don't go with the Boy Scout.
Yeah, come on. Be with the cool kids.
Be a man.
Be with the cool kids at the rich school. Did Damian Wayne go to like a rich prep school?
I thought I thought he was trained in like the monastery, like with the League of Assassins.
I mean after that when he's with Batman, did Batman like enroll Damian Wayne in like a prep school? Because he did that with Dick Grayson and the other Robins, I think.
Yeah, there was actually, that reminds me when how far have you seen Gotham? Like how much of Gotham have you seen?
I've seen 4 episodes of season 1 and nothing else.
Okay, there's an amazing part in season 1.
I don't care about spoilers.
Where as a kid, Bruce is getting bullied by Thomas Elliot. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Say no more, say no more.
God, of course.
And Alfred's like, "What's wrong?" And he's like,
he already has the scarred face.
No, he's just a kid, and he's like, he's like, some of the kids at school just kind of mean to me. And he goes, "Which kid?" And he's like, it was Thomas Elliot. And he goes, "Right, come with me." And he goes, "Where we go? Come with me." And he goes to Thomas Elliot's house. And Alfred goes, "Fucking punch him! Punch him!" And Bruce kicks the shit out of Tom. And he said, he goes, "Take my watch, wrap it around your knuckles, and fucking wail on him." I'm like, that's rough. Whoa! And Bruce is like 13. I'm like, whoa! And he's just cracking down on Thomas. And it's never brought up ever again. Ever. Not even the next.
You know what? The more I hear about Gotham, the more I feel like I should watch it, but at the same time, I don't want to because it sounds absolutely batshit.
I'll watch season,
but in a good and bad way.
Watch season 4 to 5. Actually,
just that period.
Maybe 3 because 3.
Because you said that's when it goes off the rails.
Yeah. Season 3 has Mr. Freeze, and he's done well. He's done perfect, pitch perfect. He's amazing. He's the main villain the whole time. Actually, it might be even season 2.
The main problem I have with Gotham, which I think is another big problem I have with Superman in general, Smallville in general. It's just that everyone is being well developed, being the supervillain or the superhero before the actual hero becomes the hero. So like in Gotham, all the villains are showing up, most of the villains are showing up, all the characters are being fleshed out before Bruce Wayne becomes Batman.
Well, when they do the jump in the final, it's like they're built up, but they're not like to their peak yet.
It's the same with Smallville. How every hero and villain is developed in Smallville except for Superman and Lex Luthor themselves.
But like in Gotham,
stupid.
Oswald Cobblepot, he doesn't get the hat and the monocle until when it jumps a couple of years.
But he's still the Penguin.
Essentially, yeah. People still call him the Penguin. The Riddler as well. He's like figuring some stuff out in his head. Him and the Penguin had like a weird sexual relationship, sort of.
Good for them.
It's sad, to be honest.
That's good for them.
No, it's a really weird, it's really strange storytelling, but it's really cool.
Okay.
I think it's...
What, out of necessity or just passion?
Passion.
Okay.
Oswald is really attracted to Edward. And Edward's like, "You're a penguin freak." And then he's like, "Screw you, Edward!"
Why would I ever date a penguin freak?
Basically.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Okay. So that's it for news.
Just quickly, Disney Plus came out in Australia yesterday.
Yes.
It's Wednesday right now for us recording.
Yeah.
I just got Disney Plus. I watched the first episode of Mandalorian. You've seen half of it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really, really good. I think most of people getting Disney Plus only get it for the Mandalorian, and I feel like that's the consensus. People only get Disney Plus, which I get.
Yeah.
But I do like the fact that Disney Plus has all the seasons of The Simpsons, a bunch of Spider-Man, X-Men cartoons, including the '90s ones, and all the movies as well. So I think for Disney Plus itself, it's a pretty decent streaming service as far as it goes. Like I'm both not surprised and surprised about how much is on here. Because you think, oh, at Disney they have everything. They can just put everything on there. But I'm surprised they have Fantastic Four, World's Greatest Heroes on there. I'm surprised they have a bunch of Disney Channel originals on there. They have a bunch of like live action ones, like the Treasure Planet one from like the 60s or 50s. And they have a bunch of stuff.
Old racist cartoons.
They have that too.
Do they have the Nazi Donald Duck one?
Let me look actually.
Okay. But you did say they got rid of the Michael Jackson episode.
Yeah, that's the only episode of The Simpsons that they don't have. And they don't have Spider-Man, Homecoming, Far From Home, or The Incredible Hulk with Marvel.
Or Spectacular.
Or Spectacular, which is, I guess, I understand because of Sony, but at the same time...
It's Spectacular Spider-Man.
At the same time, Spectacular Spider-Man, they should. Yeah. And also Spider-Verse, but I guess that's all Sony, so...
Yeah, that's on Netflix now, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, cool. Well, I have it on Blu-ray, so I don't care.
Yeah, exactly. It's the same for me. It's like I saw the other day. It's like, oh, they added the nice guys. I'm like, that's good, but
I have it on Blu-ray. Because I got the Star Trek movies, so the J.J. Abrams ones. I mean, all the Star Trek is on Netflix.
Yeah. And
it's great, but they have the reboot trilogy on there. But I have it on Blu-ray anyway. Even though I knew it was on Netflix, I bought it on Blu-ray anyway because it was cheap.
Yeah.
So I thought, might as well. Yeah. And I watched Star Trek on Netflix as well. It's great.
I love Star Trek. The Star Trek remakes, the reboots are really good.
Yeah. We discussed this before. I'd say Star Trek has better TV shows and better... But I guess it has better lore.
Yeah.
And but I do like the Star Wars movies and all the mythology, whatever surrounding it.
Yeah, the fantasy stuff of it.
Yeah, Star Wars and Star Trek are not similar at all.
No.
Like, even though they're in space, they're not similar at all.
The only relation is they have star in their name.
Star in the name, and they just go to planets.
They're both 8 letters.
Pretty much.
Because Star...
That is true.
Oh, wait, no.
Star...
Yeah, Wars.
Wars, Trek. Yeah, 8 letters. There you go.
There we go, see?
Perfect.
Makes sense, obviously.
Yeah.
Right. So, should we get into Smallville?
Yes. I'm just looking for Disney.
All right. I'll just quickly say, if you're unaware what Smallville is, which I doubt anybody who's listening to this doesn't know what Smallville is, it was a TV show that ran from...
I actually met someone who didn't know Smallville was... my mom didn't know that Smallville was about Superman, so... Yeah. She watched it and she's like...
Oh.
Is this... Okay, wait, Clark... Is this Superman? Yeah. Oh, okay, now I get it.
Yeah. So Smallville was a TV show created in... it was released in 2000... It went from 2001 to 2011?
Yeah.
Or 10?
11. Wait.
11.
Yeah, 11.
Yeah, it ended in 2011. It was basically the young story. It was the chronicles, I guess, of how Clark Kent went from being a high schooler to going to college to working the Daily Planet to then becoming Superman.
Yeah,
the final episode, him
pretty much,
being Superman. Yeah. And it's just a bunch
10 years.
10 years. And it's just him learning his powers, trying to find his way in the world, him talking to Dad, Jor-El, Jonathan, Lana, Lois, which is all these characters. And for the most part, a lot of it is really good. It's some of the best comic book TV or comic book
I agree.
Media anyway. It's
I agree.
Really good.
This is the road to the CW Arrow universe.
Yeah. I would listen to the podcast Inside of You with Michael Rosenbaum and the Tom Welling episode, and they were both like, "Would you ever go back to do it?" And they were like, "Yeah." And then Michael was like, We did start it. We're the original. And Tom Welling's like, we are the original.
They are the original.
They are the original.
They're the original. I think Smallville is a really great idea for a TV show. I feel like in execution they should have it could have been better. Obviously, it could have been shorter
But again, to write a TV show about Superman, one of the most iconic superheroes
in high school.
In high school is so difficult so they really had to cut corners with some of the stories and ideas.
Yeah,
and pace it really slowly.
Yeah, I think we'll talk about how kind of difficult it is to adapt Superman as we talk about the episodes. But let's talk about the episodes. So, what we did is that over the past week, we both watched 6 individual episodes. We both watched 3 separately, and we both watched 3 together, just so we could talk about the final 3.
By together, we mean we watched the same episode. Not actually
together.
No, we watched...
He means we watched it in different locations, but the same episodes.
We watched the 3 same episodes, and then 3 episodes different from each other.
Yeah. So 9 in total.
Yeah, 6 in total.
No, 9.
No, 3.
No, 9 episodes in total we all watched. Because we watched 3 of the same, and we watched 3 differently.
That's 6.
No. You watched 3, I watched 3, and then we both watched the same 3, so that's 9.
I get what you mean, because you mean counting both of our episodes.
He doesn't know math.
Guys. I do know math. I didn't realize you meant both of the episodes, both our episodes combined.
He doesn't know how to do math.
All right.
Okay, so let's get started. Let's start with you.
High school,
let's start with the episode you watched first.
So the first episode you gave me to watch, which is the earliest one in this whole list, is X-Ray.
Yeah.
It was it's season 1, episode 4. It aired November 6, 2001, and when it aired, it had 6.6 million viewers.
Cool.
So it was early days of Smallville.
I mean, season 1, so... And the pilot was pretty good.
Season 1 was really popular.
Yeah, the pilot was well received, so...
So
what's the plot of X-Ray?
X-Ray is basically, there's... because of the meteor shower that brought Clark to Earth...
yes, the kryptonite.
Yeah, the kryptonite. This girl has the ability to shapeshift.
Cool.
And the episode starts with, did someone just fall over?
Someone died.
I hope someone did.
Oh, well.
I hope they died, because if they didn't die and they messed up our recording, I'm going to be upset.
Exactly. So you can punch them.
Yeah.
Anyway, go on.
So, so there's a series of crimes happening. Lex Luthor robbed the bank, but it wasn't actually Lex Luthor. It was shapeshifted into someone else. Oh. And then Clark starts developing X-ray vision. That's the plot of the episode, and he learns to control it. So this episode was directed by a guy called James
Franco.
No, James Franco. Multiple man.
James Franco.
James Frawley, who directed the Muppets movie.
Yeah, I've heard of him. Yeah.
And the writer of this episode actually wrote some of Daredevil, Ash vs. Evil Dead, and The Mask.
Wait, Daredevil 2003 or Daredevil 2015?
TV show.
Okay, good. The good
one.
The good one.
He wrote Martial Law. Huh. You ever heard of Martial Law?
I've heard of Martial Law.
It's the Sammo Hung show.
Man.
Where they get a cop from China who knows karate.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. So this episode starts with they play Alien Ant Farm in the beginning. They play movies because this is the early 2000s. They just went through a back catalog.
One thing that's consistent throughout the show is that I think from seasons 1 to 5 they play 5 pop songs in each episode.
If you go on
5.
If you go on the wiki, they put
counted.
They put them on the wiki. They're in a chart where you can find the episodes.
Because it's the early 2000s.
Yeah. So when it started playing, I'm like, dude, I like Alien Ant Farm. But when they started playing, I'm like, dude, this is just movies. Why?
Pretty much.
One thing I'd like to say is you don't like it, but I do like the X-ray design.
Yeah, I hate it.
I like it because it's multi-layered. So it's like, so they show like he can see the muscle and tissue, he can see the bone. Like,
well, they only did that once, but then throughout the rest of the show, it's just the X-ray, like bone X-ray vision.
Yeah, like an actual X-ray.
Which I don't like. I like the fact that he can see that, but I don't like the fact that that's the only way he can see X-ray vision. Yeah. Like, I think the best version of X-ray vision we've seen is in Man of Steel, I feel.
Oh, when it's like flashing.
Yeah, it's like flashing and you see like he can see the bone and the muscle and the organs and whatever.
He has a freak show markers. Like,
but it's not like,
imagine there's an ocean.
But everything's not blue. Everything's still in color, but kind of white.
That whole movie's blue.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, the early 2000s like CG and effects are okay.
Well, yeah, it's TV. What are you gonna do?
But it's alright. One thing I did find really dumb was
how's the morphing effect for the shapeshifter? I don't remember it.
It's early 2000.
Fair enough.
Have you seen
It's not T1000 or
no. It's just it's worse than T1000.
Oh, perfect.
It's just like their face. It's just like they got a warp tool. Yeah, but the thing when she warps, it goes like.
Oh, that's
because it's like bones being crushed. So it's like.
Oh god.
So anyway, the villain of the episode is Tina.
Tina, okay.
And she accidentally kills her mum when she pushes her down the stairs. Because they're arguing because she runs
I remember that.
And she falls down the stairs. Okay, the intro is still fucking awesome.
Somebody save
it's perfect. Every time I hear it, I fucking love that intro.
Yeah, it's great. I love the song.
Jonathan Kent is still great. He's still the best character in the show.
Yeah, he's great. And he's the best Jonathan Kent.
I didn't realize this. The actor of Jonathan Kent, it's the original Bo Duke from Dukes of Hazzard.
Oh.
I didn't realize that was him.
What do you know?
I always, in season 1, this one thing I always liked is how Lex and Clark are friends.
Yeah, like I think something like that, I feel, if they had that, if you told me that on paper, like Lex and Clark were friends before they were enemies, I'm like, that sounds kind of dumb. But the way the show does it, and the way Tom Welling and Michael Rosenbaum portray him, I feel, yeah, that makes it work.
That's my next comment. Tom and Michael are pitch perfect.
Oh yeah,
they're amazing. I love them so much.
I think aside from, Henry Cavill, I still feel like is the best live action Superman. Like if he had better writing, he'd be pitch perfect. But I think everything else he's great. But Tom Welling is a fucking great Superman.
He's really good.
He's a really great Clark Kent.
I'd put him up there next to Christopher Reeve.
Exactly, yeah. And Michael Rosenbaum is perfect as Lex Luthor.
He's my Lex Luthor.
He is Lex Luthor.
He's the pinnacle of Lex Luthor.
The Flash.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so there's a bit in the episode where him and Pete are climbing up the rope and he has a freak out because of the X-ray vision and he falls off the rope and he's in gym class and he looks over at the wall.
Yeah.
And he sees.
Yeah, I remember this.
Through the so he looks into the locker room.
Sees the naked ladies.
Yeah. So he looks into the locker room and he stares at Lana getting changed.
Yep.
Okay.
And he just smiles.
So okay.
He's 15, right? How old is he in this? I want to look actually.
He's about he's 16. Because I figured out how old he was.
Despite the fact that he looks 22.
In season 1, he's supposed to be 15. In season 2, he's supposed to be 16.
Despite the fact that he looks like he's 24.
In regards to him looking into the locker room, this was written on the Smallville Wikipedia trivia on this episode.
This should be good. This should be good.
Thanks to his new powers, Clark sees Lana naked for the first time. He later sees her with his physical vision as they later become a couple.
Physical vision. He has physical vision. Nice.
Pointless. This means absolutely nothing to me.
He has physical vision. Don't you know? Did you know that? That's one of his powers.
Physical vision, man.
I'll say this about I think the one thing that this show brought to the table. I don't know if don't know if previous shows or comics did this, but they made it so that throughout the wait, how long are we in recording this?
19 minutes.
Okay, that's not bad. We can just go back and forth. I like the fact that throughout this show,
if we have to, we can make this like a 2-part.
That's true. I like the fact that throughout this show, his powers grow and he gains new powers over time. Because usually before Smallville, it's just like, oh, he gets all his powers immediately, and so he has to learn them all. I like the fact that he just gets more and more, and he's not as powerful. Because like, there's an episode where he gets like machine gun pelted. And he blocks with his back, but later on you see he has like bruises on his back. So he's durable, but he's not completely indestructible.
Yeah.
And you know, and like he's not as strong or fast, and he gets more powerful, but he gets more powers. I like that fact.
Isn't there an episode where
and he can't fly?
Isn't there? Oh god. I hate that.
We'll get to that.
Isn't there an episode where it's like a really bad summer and he absorbs too much energy,
so
he's even stronger?
There's an episode, it's a solar flare.
Yeah,
and
so he's stronger than
he gets both powerful, but also he loses his powers as well. So it kind of fluctuates.
Because it's so high that it can't go any higher.
Pretty much, yeah.
The villain's motivation for this is so
shape-shifting girl, yeah.
It's so stupid. Basically, it's that.
What does she want?
She went into she went to high school.
Yeah. At Smallville High.
Yeah, and people care what she looks like.
Does she,
no one mentions that.
Does she look ugly?
No. It's played by Lizzie Kaplan.
Oh, fair enough.
You know Lizzie Kaplan?
Yeah, I know Lizzie
Now
Kaplan.
You See Me too, and she's in Masters of Sex.
Yeah, super hot.
It's just, all she does is, she's like, oh, people, I don't have the perfect life, but Lana Lang, hold on, she has a perfect life.
Yeah,
so
she's obsessed with Lana
She tries
Lang.
to turn into Lana Lang.
Well, there's an episode where she, there's an episode where Lana's boyfriend goes off to war and dies.
Whitney!
Oh yeah, by the way, spoilers for all of Smallville.
Whitney, Eric Johnson.
Whitney. So yeah, he dies, but then she shapeshifts into him to take over his life to be with Lana. And yeah, it's really weird.
Okay, there's a bit about the Whitney stuff that I'll get to.
Say a few more. Do you have any more facts or?
Yeah, I'll keep. I still have some more.
Yeah.
There's this line I wrote, which is really which is really stupid.
Yeah.
Also, Max says in the show, "When I hit, I take no prisoners," and I just wrote like her sex cult. Because I heard that line like your sex cult.
Let's not get into that. Let's not get into that. Oh boy. Why, Allison? Why?
Yeah.
God.
Her powers don't make sense. That she was riddled with kryptonite.
Yeah, because her bones have kryptonite.
She had a bone deficiency, but then the kryptonite helped it. So how can she change her face then if she can change her?
My big question is, why does kryptonite give people powers? And they make Clark sick as well because it's kryptonite.
Lex does a really gangster move in this episode where he threatens the reporter who's blackmailing him.
Huh.
He goes, "You can take the money, but I can make you exist from the universe." And he's like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Well, I can get like birth certificate, schooling records. I can delete them all. You could be." He said, "You'll be alive, but you just won't be a person."
That's
and he's like, "But I'll stop that if you figure out how Clark survived this car crash."
Yeah,
and I'm like,
he was obsessed with Clark Kent of who he is.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But I think I really like that introduction. That's how they met.
That's how his
hate. That's how his hate starts because he's like, "What is Clark?"
But
Clark
also he's like, "Yeah, he's my best friend and whatever." So.
Yeah. Also, everyone knows Clark is adopted.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Because I always just.
Well, this is after he finds that he's adopted in episode 1.
But everybody knows he's
no, wait. Did he know he was adopted beforehand?
I don't know.
Because in episode 1 he found out he was an alien. But did he know he was adopted?
I don't know if he was adopted. I don't know if he finds that out.
I mean, he doesn't look like
I don't remember.
Jonathan Kent, so makes sense.
Some of the earlier stuff in Smallville, I wrote, it would make a really good sci-fi show like Buffy, like a supernatural show like Buffy.
Season 1 and 2 had a weird Buffy vibe, but it didn't work that well.
This is a really good line from the episode. After when he beats Tina, he just throws her into a tree.
Ha!
Like Tim Roth style.
Kicks into a tree. Yeah.
Tim Roth style. That's how she gets defeated, and then she gets arrested, and then Martha's like, "Oh, she won't hurt anyone anymore," and Whitney's like, "Oh, I love you, Lana." But this is really deep. So Clark looks over and he X-ray visions into the door and he sees Whitney and Lana kiss, and he says, "Mom," he says, "if you could see everything, what would you do?" And then Martha replies with, "Learn to close your eyes." I'm like, damn, that's fucked up.
That's cool.
Damn, that's a really good line.
That's cool.
Yeah.
They have sprinkles of good moments.
Yeah.
Spectacular.
That's basically everything I have.
Okay.
For
for X-Ray.
Out of 5, I'd give it like a 2.5.
I think I only rated 1 of these.
I would give it a 2.5. It's
out of 5. Okay, fair enough.
It's like a meh episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So the next one, that's you.
That's me. Okay. So the episode I watched is also in season 1 as well. It's episode 18, Drone.
Whoa.
I don't have directors or whatever. I'll look that up now.
No, you don't have to.
Whatever. Okay, but well, since you're doing it, I might as well do it as well.
I don't have it on every episode.
So this one's directed by Michael Cattleman. I don't know what else he directed. He directed Zero, another season 1 episode, and Extinction, a season 3 episode.
Extinction.
So he's only worked on 3 episodes, and it's written by Michael Green and Philip Levins. Now this episode, again, it's they're in high school. It's a really nothing episode because basically this class president's happening.
It's when Clark runs for class president.
Yeah, well, he doesn't run. Everyone else, like, there's 3 people running, and Pete, his best friend, who I don't like at all.
Who disappears.
He disappears. He just leaves the show. He runs Clark in the campaign, even though Clark doesn't want to do it, and he's repeatedly said he doesn't want to do it. But Pete's like, yeah, you should do it, and he's like, all right, I guess I'm doing it.
I think that was Olsen Max with a sex cult name.
I guess I'm doing it. And yeah, Chloe's like, do you really want to do it? Because I think the other guy's better than you, and it's friendship and whatever. But anyway, he runs for class president, and there's a girl who's also running, and she is taking out the candidates by using her Kryptonian power to control bees. Because
what?
Because
what, does she dissolve them?
No, she can just mind control bees.
But what does she do? But how does she kill? What, just like bee stings?
In the beginning of the episode, she had just multiple bee stings on the first guy, and like, well, he's in the hospital, he's out of commission, so he's still on the run, but he's just not here. And then she takes care of the popular girl, who's like a total bitch. And she acts like a bitch as well, and it's really funny because she's in her car about to leave school, and the principal's right behind him, and they do the 2000s thing where he's honking. He's like, "Yo, get out of the way,
yo, lady!
I'm gonna give him a piece of my mind." Opens the door, she's just covered with bees, and I'm just what? Well, she's dead, but no, she's just stung with a lot of bees. And Clark's still in the race. Yeah, Clark's still in the candidate race, but he can't get stung because he's indestructible. So the bee lady tries to take him out, but doesn't work because he's indestructible. And then she's like, okay, I'll try to take your mother out. I'll send bees after her.
She fucking really wants this presidential candidate.
Yeah, she's like, she's one of those things. She's like, my parents are obsessed with this. They said this is like worth everything, even though it's just class president. We don't have class presidents. Did your school have class presidents or no? Yeah, because
we just had dickheads.
Fair enough. We have school captain, but we don't have class presidents.
we had like school council.
Yeah,
that was about it.
Yeah, but we don't have class presidents.
No,
I don't know why.
I don't get what class. I guess is class president?
It's the year. It's like the head of the year or whatever.
So it's like school council, but for a year.
Kinda, yeah.
That's weird.
That's all I know.
Anyway.
But anyway, Clark defeats her because the bees try to sting her, and even she's like, I'm not commanding them to come after me, and then Clark.
Does she say not the bees?
No,
yes!
No, here's what happens.
Nicolas Cage.
The bees come in the warehouse thing, wherever she lives. There's like a big hive or whatever. She goes in there, and in order to stop him, Clark knocks her out so she doesn't see him use his powers, and he throws a screwdriver at a propane tank, and it explodes, killing the bees.
It's a John Woo movie.
Yeah. And what did Lex Luthor do in this episode?
Wait, how does that work?
Yeah, I know. It doesn't work. What did Lex Luthor do in this episode?
He throws...
Hang on.
That makes no sense.
He throws a screwdriver at a propane tank, and I guess it's the bullet thing, but less stupid.
But this is the thing. The bullet thing, people think it works. It's because there's a flame.
Yeah.
When you fight with like the muzzle, but
it's a screwdriver.
It's a screwdriver.
He doesn't even have heat vision at this point.
There's no fuse being lit.
No, it's just he throws it at a propane tank, then it explodes.
That's what happens.
Okay, so what Lex Luthor was doing during this whole thing was that the Talon, which is Lana Lang's coffee shop.
Yep.
It's about to get closed down because it's not doing any good business. So Lex is like, I'm just gonna leave you alone. You can deal with it on your own because I'm doing my own thing, which I completely forgot about. And that's just the episode. And then she gets better business by the end or whatever. Yeah. I got a few things.
Oh, because he co-signed to own the place.
Yeah, he invested it.
Yeah.
I got a few things to talk about for this one. First off, she controls bees. What kind of power is that?
Well, it's like a queen bee or queen hive, whatever.
It's just, and they just think of any superpower would work and whatever, and they give him a somewhat decent backstory.
Well, I find this really interesting about the first season episodes. They have concept for like comic book villains like who already exist, but they just don't call them that.
Yeah.
So like the one you just said, that could have been Queen
Bee, yeah.
But it's not.
Yeah, I think the only show that does that pretty well is The Flash. In terms of the superpower criminal each week, blah blah blah, fight them, defeat them, bam, done.
But it's a whole Cisco thing. Why don't we call them
Captain Bee? Captain Cold, Queen Bee.
Queen Bee. Queen Bee is in an episode of The Flash, but she controls
I know Robo-Bees, which
is cool.
Makes more sense than actual bees.
Not the bees.
I'm just writing that note. So yeah, a lot of early 2000s music and very early 2000s TV acting. I know that down too.
Dawson Creek.
Oh god, what annoys me in Smallville is all the Superman references of being like, "Hey, he's gonna be Superman. Yeah, he's gonna be Superman."
Literally in the first episode, she's like, "What are you, man or Superman?" And I'm like,
"Boo! And also,
get off the stage."
The only colors in this goddamn town is yellow, red, and blue. Because why not?
But the
jail cells are red, yellow, and blue.
But the only things that are blue is what Clark is wearing usually.
Yeah, the only uniform Clark wears are red and blue and yellow.
And then remember when he becomes the Blur?
He's black.
And that's what he wears?
Yeah, a black trench coat. So good.
I like the black trench coat. I like red jacket more, but black trench coat.
I like the fact that just note down here. I like the fact that Clark Kent isn't a loser in high school. Because I feel like that's the common trope of like a main character in high school being like, yeah, he's a loser and outcast or whatever.
He's just there.
Well, he's just there. People respect. He's not popular, but he's like, yeah, he's well known. He's cool.
But people consider him a nerd because in the Homecoming episode they're like, oh wow, Clark, you've changed so much from the nerd, and I'm like, he wasn't a nerd.
No, he's not a nerd.
He was a jock. Remember,
he's buff.
Remember,
he was the captain of the football team.
Yeah, exactly.
And a quarterback.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's weird.
That's later, but still.
It's weird. What else did I say? Yeah, nothing that annoys me just throughout Smallville, and I think they stopped doing this in the CW stuff, and I'm glad they're not doing it anymore in movies, is they don't say superpowers. They say either gifts or mutants, abilities,
metahumans,
special abilities. They don't say powers or superpowers. What's wrong with saying that? That's all I'm saying.
It's not realistic. I don't know.
I don't care. It's Superman. Just say powers.
Yeah.
Funny thing, I've noticed.
Well, I've noticed the only people who say powers are John and Martha.
No, they say abilities or gifts.
Yeah.
In season 1.
You've got gifts, Clark. There's a lot of that.
Just say powers. Not that hard.
Martha and John are the best bit of that show. They're so good.
I agree.
Anytime he has a problem, they're like, "Well, let's solve this. Let's think about this properly." Being a dad, like an actual dad.
I always like the fact that that his parents know who he is. It's not he's trying to hide it. He's trying to hide it from everyone else, but he's not trying to hide it from them.
Yeah, like when he comes home. Even like his super friends, like when they come home, she's like, "Oh, hi, Bart," and Bart's like, "Hey," when he's running around.
Exactly.
She's like,
or he's like, "Yeah, I had a problem. I used my heat vision or whatever.
I got horny." What?
Exactly. We'll get to that. One weird thing I noted down this, and I don't know if it was like this in some of the other episodes, but Clark doesn't really use his powers until like more than halfway through the episode. So if you go in this episode,
it's a lot of walking around.
It's a lot of walking around, like doing regular stuff. You think it's like Buffy light. You think it's like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, but a cheaper version.
Yeah.
And then when he uses his super speed and extra vision, you're like, whoa, he's got powers. A funny thing I noted down. The first time he's attacked by bees, he's in the Talon, and the bees all come in the room and try to sting him. So what he does is that he x-rays it, and he sees them coming from the vents. He's like, Lana, get away! And then he super speeds into the room, and the bees all come and try to get him. So he busts open a liquid nitrogen pipe and freezes all the bees because he doesn't have super breath.
That's cool.
I like that. Yeah.
He what is? No, I forget it.
Okay, fair enough.
No, is it CG? It's how. What are the CGBs like?
Let me show you an image I took from.
Oh, you got something ready.
There's a moment where I want to see your live reaction. There's a moment where she's commanding all the bees, and the bees make this in front of her. So for those who can't see it, the bees have made a face for the girl to see, but it's her face. So the bees form a face. It's really weird.
What?
It's
in his barn, right?
It's in her barn. It's her. It's her.
What?
Barn.
Why?
I don't know.
It looks like the Oracle photo, like Oracle's icon, where it's like the giant head.
Yeah, it looks a bit like.
What is that?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Anyway, do you want to move on?
All right.
Let's move on to what's next. Yours?
Yeah, my one.
Okay. What's your next one?
My one is Exile, season 3, episode 11.
Oh,
this is Bad Boy Superman.
It's the Red Kryptonite one.
Red Kryptonite.
Okay, so another thing that's weird about this show is that they have all the Kryptonite colors and they all have different effects. So
that's the one thing I really like.
So green kryptonite makes him weak and makes him sick and whatever. Yep. Red kryptonite makes him aggressive, gives him a personality change. Blue kryptonite just removes his powers.
Yeah.
He doesn't get sick. He just has no powers.
And what is black?
Black kryptonite splits him in two.
Yeah, splits him in two.
Like in the movie. And gold kryptonite permanently removes his powers and permanently scars him. And white kryptonite does nothing, I think. And that's all I can remember.
Do you think white kryptonite is what the Fortress of Solitude's made out of?
Maybe.
Or do you think it's just ice?
I think it's just ice.
Ice, baby.
Ice or
diamonds.
Just crystal.
Oh, that diamonds. Remember he gets that diamond and he throws it in the Arctic and it builds a fortress?
Yeah,
it's made out of diamonds.
It's diamond. Okay, so Exile.
Exile, this is the episode. It's a two-parter.
Yeah.
I didn't watch both parts because
good job.
I don't want to. I already know how it ends.
Yeah.
It ends with that shot of him going like that when he rips his shirt off.
And it's not the Superman symbol, it's an 8.
Yeah, it's an 8, which it's called. Whatever. It's the House of L symbol, but it's not an S.
It's an 8.
I don't know. I don't get that.
Me neither.
This episode was directed by Greg B-Man, who also directed the Aquaman pilot with Justin Hartley.
Nice.
Yep. Again, early 2000 songs. First thing it plays is "Girls and Boys" by Good Luck Carlotta.
Cool.
Which is "Girls don't like boys, girls like cars and money." I really like different kryptonite. This show, one thing I really like is they do the different kryptonites.
Yeah.
I think it just works.
I like different kryptonite.
In this
it's
season,
weird how they're all in Smallville, but fine, whatever.
Yeah. In this season, everyone thinks Lex is dead because of the plane crash.
Yeah.
He gets married to a doctor called Helen Bryce, and his plane crashes. And Lionel's like, "You set up my son to kill him to get his fortune."
Yeah.
You bitch. And
you bitch.
That's another thing. John Glover is great as Lionel Luthor.
Yes.
And I really like him being friends with Clark.
Yeah.
I remember that he gets shot. Remember?
I have a question about that in one of the later episodes, but we'll get to it.
Instead of Clark doesn't, when he's on Red Kryptonite, he doesn't go by Clark. He goes by Cal.
Kal-El, yes. Like Nicolas Cage's son.
There's a bit where he walks. There's a bit where he buys a car, like a Lamborghini, and he drives it, and the guy, what do they call them? Chauffeur? No. Who are the guys who take the cars? The valet. The valet outside is like, "Nice car, Kal-El," Cal. And then Clark goes, "Oh yeah, it's yours." And he gives him the key. I just thought,
why? Why do you do that?
Because he's rich. And all I could think was that valet can't pay the insurance on that car.
That's true.
So it's useless. He's gonna have to sell it. So you just gave him nothing.
It's like in Star Trek how he roars up with the bike, and the guy's like, "Nice bike, thank, it's yours."
And he goes,
"It's my bike now, I guess."
Yeah, now you have to pay for the insurance.
You
have to get the licensing done, all that stuff.
Annoying.
Yep. Clark is around 17, 18 in this.
Yeah.
How is he let into a bar or able to buy a car?
Because he looks like he's 24.
Fair enough.
That's why.
Done.
And he's super strong, so.
Fair enough.
It's pretty big.
Also, he's the most shredded 18-year-old I've ever seen in my life.
Again, he's 24.
Yeah. There's a bit where he goes into the bank with a bunch of guys in clown masks and robbing the bank.
Yeah.
He drives in with a motorcycle.
Nice.
And I don't know.
Dark Knight style.
And and they shoot bullets at him, and he catches all the bullets.
Nice.
And it's a really cool shot. It's all in slow motion, and it's just him grabbing all the bullets out the air.
Cool.
And it's cool, but it's instantly ruined because then a guy just shoots him and he just takes it.
With a shotgun or something?
No, just a regular gun. So
why does he take it?
He goes, and then Clark slow motion goes.
Where does he get shot?
And he catches all the bullets, and he goes, "You might want to use a better gun next time," or some shit. And he drops all the bullets. He turns around, and the guy just fires at him. And Clark just walks up to him, like in the chest, just.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then I'm like, so you just wasted your time catching those bullets for no reason.
Yeah.
To just get shot immediately.
Oh well.
I do like that scene because he comes in, and you stop it, and he's like, maybe he's still good, and he goes, I had my eye on this bank. He's there to rob the bank, but he beats up the robbers to rob the bank. I
like Dickhead Clark. He's funny.
They have the dumb Indian burial ground.
Oh god, I hate that. Why do they do that?
Rita Hager is in this episode. He's a Roy from Blade Runner.
Yeah. Cool.
Awesome. Mm-hmm. You know, I've seen things other people haven't seen.
Do you remember the episode? I forgot which episode it was, but it's where Pete and Chloe were infected by something, and they became bad boy versions of themselves. And then, in order to get Clark on their side, Pete puts red kryptonite in his pocket, and he becomes bad for that. And he X-rays Chloe, and he's like, Chloe has a birthmark on her cheek, and Pete's like, where? And he's like, not that cheek. Clark. Get it? Because he's X-raying her ass.
That's really creepy.
Yeah. Well, he's red kryptonite, so he can do that.
Bad to the bone. I really like John Glover. This whole like season is he's a dickhead.
Yeah.
But he loves his son. That he's like, I'm gonna fight you on this, Helen. You bitch! You killed my son, basically.
Fair enough.
Also, he likes Clark. He doesn't like. Unlike Lex. Lex wants to like cut him open and
study him. Yeah.
But Lionel knows what he is, and he's like, the fact that you're here is amazing. That's
so how did he know who he was again?
I think he always knew.
Huh. Okay.
I can't remember why. He just always knew.
Okay.
Obviously, they have the bit. Jonathan gets goes to
He gets powers.
This is amazing. So when Jonathan goes to the Indian burial ground or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's just a dad. He just yells at Joel like, "Screw you, asshole! He's my son. I raised him. You might be his real dad, but I raised him. I'm his dad." And and that's why he's my favorite character. Because no matter what, he will always stand up for Clark and be like, "He's my son. Screw you, asshole." And which is awesome. Yeah, I wrote Jonathan telling Jor-El he's his real father because he raised him as dope. Because it is. He also Jonathan gets the powers and kicks the shit out of Clark.
Nice.
What's really sad is this is the start of his heart problems. Because of this, his heart couldn't take all the powers.
That's right, yeah.
And then the rest of the seasons, he's slightly slower and slower, and then he gets a heart attack.
Which we'll get to, because that's,
Yeah, and that's what, and the whole thing, my son was protecting me.
Yeah.
That's all for that episode.
Yeah.
I'd give that a... Oh, wait, did I say when it premiered and how many... Oh, well, it came out...
Whatever.
It premiered October...
I didn't say it for
mine. It premiered
so
October 1st, 2003.
I didn't say it for mine, so it doesn't matter.
Had 6.8 million viewers.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I'd give this episode a 3 out of 5 because
cool.
I like Dickhead Clark.
Nice. Okay.
So the next one
is yours again.
And me again for the chronological order is Aqua.
Oh, Aquaman.
So one of the writers of the show, no jokes, Arthur Curry, man.
I know, but still,
because he's a surfer dude.
Imagine if Jason Momoa's Aquaman was like, "Call me AC, call me AC."
It would work for him because that would work. But for him, he's like, "Call me AC, dude." But
Cowabunga, man.
One of the writers of this episode is called Darren Swimmer. It's a good name for this episode.
Yeah, that's a good one. It's a Mark Webb situation.
Yeah. So
Mark Webb Spider-Man.
So this is Aqua season 5 episode 4. It premiered on October the 20th, 2005, and had 6.4 million viewers. Lana and Clark are dating at this point.
Yes.
Chloe knows that Clark is super powered.
Yeah, that's right.
I also wrote Lois is cool and well written. Is Lois the best superhero spouse? Yes.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Better than Mary Jane.
Very better than Mary Jane. Probably better than Selena Kyle.
The only that she's
because Lois deals.
I can't think of anybody else.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look up. You go ahead. I'll look up superhero love.
Alan Richson is Arthur Curry in this. Raphael from the Ninja Turtles.
Great.
The new one. He's Hawk from Titans.
Oh yeah.
He's really good in that. And his hip nickname AC.
AC.
This is the season where they get the new intro, with the new style of intro.
The CGI
and they get the red. Oh, I love it. I love the intro so much. Jonathan's dead in this season.
We forgot to mention how annoying Chloe was in the first couple of seasons because she has a crush on Clark, but Clark doesn't love her. He loves Lana as well, so there's a big love triangle. But there's Whitney as well, and it's all dumb, and I hate it. And,
This is the last season that
thank God.
Jonathan's alive in.
Oh yeah.
Adios, gentlemen.
Salute. I just looked up a photo of Aquaman. My God, his suit doesn't look that bad.
Yeah, it's fine. Are you looking at the Justice photo, or when he's wearing board shorts?
I'm gonna look up when he's wearing board shorts.
Because this is also the same season that shows Brainiac. But he goes by Milton Fines. He's a world history professor.
There he is.
Yeah, that's when he breaks up with Lois.
Nice.
It's James Master does a really good job. Spike from Buffy does a really good job as Brainiac.
Yeah.
He's just great.
He's one of the best villains in that show, next to Lex Luthor.
This is the start of Lex being evil.
Yeah.
So he becomes a contractor. He's a defense contractor now.
Okay.
He's turned LexCorp into trying to militarize weapons. Him and Clark aren't friendly anymore. They're acquaintances, but they're not friends.
Is this the start of him militarizing metahumans, or is this later on? Okay, yeah.
But so he's friendly with Clark. They're acquaintances, not friends anymore.
Yeah.
Because he knows something's up with Clark, and Clark knows he knows, but Clark I can't tell you.
Yeah.
So he's like, well, screw you. We're not friends if you can't trust me.
Shame.
Which is a really human thing. I like that. That the only thing Lex wants is the truth. He just wants to know, are you superpowered?
Fair enough.
He knows, but he just wants him to say it, so it can be like, I just want to know what you are. And that's all he wants. But
Yeah,
I like that's where his hatred starts. That he has, because he says when they meet in like the final episode. Remember when they meet again and Lex's house is destroyed when Darkseid's taken over?
Yeah.
And he's like, you have all these amazing powers, but you squander them because you're such a loser. You help people.
Yeah.
And I really, that's one of my favorite Smallville moments. So yeah, he's a contractor. That's really cool. I like all that stuff. Lois dissing the orange and green board shorts is disrespectful. How dare she? That's an amazing look. That's OG Aquaman.
Yeah, baby.
I like that they use the sonar to trap Arthur.
Oh, because his
he has height. Yeah. Because
Super
he's like Dolphin. He has echolocation.
I like the fact that he can swim faster than Clark.
Yep, I wrote that down. He can swim faster than Clark. He also
talks to fish.
He needs water.
Fish jokes. It's only fish jokes, man.
Yeah, he needs water every 24 hours.
Fair enough.
We
all need water every 24 hours.
Yeah, but he needs it because he'll go.
Because he's a fish. Yeah.
When they're looking his name up to like see what he is,
AC.
like who he's from.
AC.
Arthur is studying marine biology. Because it's easy for
Why
him.
not?
Because he knows already. It's smart. Clark mentions impulse. Because Chloe's
she's like before this.
Because she's like, is he metahuman or something? And he's like, no. She's like, he's not a meteor freak. He's something else because I've met someone who was faster than me and they weren't affected by the meteor.
Yeah, there are others out there.
Arthur's dad still owns the lighthouse. He goes, my dad owns the lighthouse, dude.
And my mom's, Queen of Atlantis. She's pretty sweet.
Atlantia. Yeah, I like that Arthur can swim faster.
Why not?
Lex being a dick to Clark is great. Lex being a dick to Arthur when he's on the bed is great. Because it's evil Lex and he's perfect and he's just like,
fair enough.
He's like, I'll be back, and he has a glass of water and he pours it next to him instead of on him. I'm like, what an asshole.
Nice.
One thing that is really good in this show is when Lex and Clark, like I wrote some of the best parts of this show is when Lex and Clark are talking to each other or when John and Clark are talking.
Okay, yeah.
In this episode particularly, they have a really good conversation, Lex and Clark, and he's like, why are you being a contractor and all that stuff? And he's like, well, maybe there's certain people out there I don't want,
fair enough,
messing my stuff around. I want to be able to defend myself. Clark. And he's like,
Clark.
Who could that be? Ooh. They make a shitty joke at the end where Arthur's like, you know what? Maybe we can be the Junior Lifeguard Association.
Oh, God.
And then and then Clark goes, I don't think the world's ready for the JLA.
That's another one of those DC references that we all love.
Yeah.
Is that as bad or worse than in Justice League? They just had an email of the Justice League members being like, here you go.
I like the email.
I don't like the email.
But yeah, so this whole episode is it's summer. They all go swimming. Arthur shows up and he's a protester, and him and Lois start dating.
Fair enough.
And then they break up, and Clark is like, "There's something fishy about him." Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And then they fight. Yeah. And then they become friends.
Nate.
I'd give this episode a 3.5 out of 5 stars because
I think I gave mine.
Because Alan, I get they had to modernize
Aquaman.
It's just kind of
make it kind of cool.
Yeah, it's
give him the hook hand. Might as well.
Oh, so I forgot about this line.
What?
So when he's on the bed like lying down like being trapped, Clark lets the sprinklers off and he breaks out of the thing and he goes, "You're right, Arthur." And this is the line I quote: "Wet and ready, brah." Wet and ready, bro. But he's shirtless, so he goes. He has
said it like you made it sound like a California wet and ready, bro.
Because he's from Miami in this.
Oh god.
He goes like this. This is what he does. Because he has his hair. He goes like this.
Awful.
He goes, "Wet and ready, bro." That's what he says exactly like a.
That is awful.
Wet and ready, bro.
Isn't he sweaty all the time, or like he's always wet?
Yeah, he's always wet.
Great.
Because he's swimming, dude.
Yeah.
He's a fast swimmer.
Okay, spectacular.
Okay. So that's done for Aqua.
Great.
So you're the next one.
After that, they made the Aquaman TV show, which never came to be.
Directed by
yeah.
Whatever his name was.
And then they made the Aquaman
movie. Greg B-Man with Josh Hartley. Vic Rames was in it.
And then they made the Aquaman movie with Vinny Chase.
Yep. Directed by James Cameron.
Nice.
I like that. That's a good entourage.
Yeah, exactly.
I like Entourage is a weird show.
So the next episode, I give what was my episode? Yeah, Drone. I give that. If we're doing out of 5, I guess just the 2 out of 5.
Yep.
It's really nothing. Maybe even a 1.5 out of 5.
Okay.
Like it's really nothing. So the next episode I watched is Reckoning, and this is a significant episode.
What season?
Season 5, episode 12.
Groovy.
And this one was directed by Greg Beeman, who's directed a lot of Smallville episodes.
Yeah, he did the Aquaman.
He did Aquaman one. Yes, he's done Exile.
Is this Heart Attack?
He did. Yeah, he did. He did Vortex. He did Crusade. He did the finale.
Yep.
So he's done a lot of good ones.
Yeah.
So in this episode, Clark is ready to tell Lana that because they've been dating for a while. He's ready to tell Lana that he is Kryptonian and he asked her to marry him, and they did it in this episode, and she said yes.
How old is he? Wait, what season is this?
Season 5. 21?
Yeah, he's like 2021.
Yeah,
because he's in college by now.
Pretty much, yeah. So she asks. So they go to the Fortress of Solitude, which is the only way they can. They they transport themselves to the Fortress of Solitude to feel, hey, I'm an alien. Ain't that neat? And at the same time,
Neato.
Yeah, at the same time, Jonathan has just been elected for senator because
senator.
Because that was the thing in season 5. He ran against Lex and he won. Lex lost, sadly, and all's well and good. Everyone's having a good time, and then Lex calls Lana, and Lex knows that Lana knows Clark's secret. So when she drives away, he goes after her in the car, and she gets hit by a bus. And so
I know. So that's why she gets rebuilt with kryptonite, and then she gets brought back with like the meteors.
No. Here's what happens. So in this episode, she gets hit by a bus, and pretty much I think she dies, or she's in like really critical condition. So Clark goes to the Fortress of Solitude and yells at Jor-El, being like, "You took her away from me! How dare you! I don't want this destiny!"
He couldn't control that.
I don't know. And so Jor-El's like, "All right, I'll give you one chance. I'll send you back in time. Here's a crystal. I'll send you back in time the day before, so you can write this or whatever." And so he does. He restarts the day over again, and tells and
I don't remember
any
of this.
Yeah. So he goes back in time, repeats the day, tells Chloe knows, so he tells him all the time travel shit and whatever, and that he's Kryptonian. So she knows, resets the day, and tells Lana, "Yeah, we can't be together." So Lana dumps him,
and then she bangs Lex.
She's going to. Lex kisses her, and she goes, "Yeah, let's not do this now." Then she leaves.
Is that when he's possessed by
When
is he possessed by Zod? Lex gets
later on. I think it's like
because it's that shot where it's like he sets the whole world like to be fucked up, and like the whole like sky's like brown and grey. And leans in to kiss her. That's on the intro.
So she almost gets hit by the bus again.
Wait, so they just rewrote? They just rewrote Superman, but instead of him flying around the world,
they make a joke about that. Chloe goes, "How'd you go back in time? Did you rewind the Earth's rotation or some shit like that?" And Clark's like, "No, it's a crystal. It's a crystal. It's a crystal.
I've seen Superman.
It's crystals." So she's about to be hit by the bus, but Clark stops it, luckily, and Lex catches up and says, "Look, I'm sorry. I know it's been a rough time. I just really want to help you." And then they reconcile. Clark goes back to the barn, and Jonathan, wins senator. Lionel Luthor goes to the barn and is like, "All right, you won senator, so now we're gonna work together as partners, right?" And John's like, "Fuck you!" Beats the shit out of him in his barn
to protect his
son, and then he gets a heart attack and he dies. And it's the whole time travel like Destiny thing where it's like, look, you saved Lana's life, but in return, Jonathan died in the process.
That makes me
which
sad.
I feel like he would have died anyway, but oh well.
That makes me
sad. This is the episode where he dies.
That's why I picked it.
And this is
because I love this episode.
Yeah, I think this is one of the best episodes they've made. It's like this one, the pilot.
It's his defining moment.
Homecoming,
final episode.
I feel like if you only to watch 5 episodes of Smallville, this has to be one of them.
Yep.
Like if you only watch 5 for the whole show, it's this one, the finale,
Homecoming.
The episode where Clark proposes to Lois, I think, and the pilot. Like those are the only ones that you should watch if you have to.
I like that episode when he proposes to
Lois. Yeah, it's really good.
He does the whole flower thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Quick note: Lois Lane is the best in the show.
Lois Lane's great.
Love Lois Lane.
She's an asshole, but she's a good asshole.
I love Lois Lane in general.
She's a really good character. She's acted really well in this. It's Eric.
Yeah, I've looked up like.
I don't know how to pronounce the last name.
I've looked up superhero spouses or whatever, and Lois Lane is the best.
She is better than Mary Jane, better than Selena Kyle,
better than Iris West. I can't think of anyone else.
Iris West.
Yeah, so that's the episode. It's a really, really good episode. I wrote down that this is out of all the episodes of Smallville, this is the most Superman episode.
Yep.
Because it's where Jonathan dies. It's a defining moment.
It's time travel.
But it's also like the Superman choice thing where it's like, oh, I have to sacrifice one life for another. It's not like I have to choose, but like it's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
It's very comic booky, and it's really, really good. Also, this Fortress of Solitude is just awesome.
Yeah.
I love the Fortress of Solitude.
What would you give it out of 5?
I'd give it 4.5 out of 5. There are a few things that are some things are really great. Like there's a moment where Clark does the whole crushing coal thing and makes a diamond ring.
Oh, like Superman.
He makes a diamond ring out of coal and gives it to Lana.
Like Superman. Christopher Reeve did that.
Yeah, and what else did I put down? Yeah, Jonathan dies. No.
That's sad. That episode really
reminds me of the first Superman movie where he gets a heart attack. Where he's like, you have a purpose, son, and then he just dies.
The way that shot is amazing because it's like a really
it's a far away shot.
Because he's like, Dad, and he just drops and you just see him run over, and I'm like, oh.
And this is the thought I had whilst watching this episode. I think this is the last thing to say because this is just a great episode. 4.5 out of 5. Lex throws a glass of scotch in the fire and it bursts into flames. He does it twice because it's time travel.
Yeah,
he does it twice because why not? One thing I thought about in this episode is that because in Smallville he's never Superman until the very, very final episode, and then he's officially Superman. I feel what would have made the show interesting and a bit better is that after either in this episode or the very next episode he becomes Superman. Like Jonathan dies and he's like, all right, I'm gonna be the hero that he wants me to be, blah blah blah. So now I'm the real Superman. And it's just him as Superman throughout the rest of the show. Because he is pretty much Superman after the show, but he's the Blur, the red and blue Blur or whatever.
He just is not wearing a cape.
And he kind of joins the Justice League. Like he's Superman, but he just doesn't have a cape. So might as well just make him Superman.
And he can't fly.
Just make him fly as well. So might as well just give him the cape and make him fly, and then the show doesn't change. Like all the villains show up again, and it makes more sense.
I get why they made the flying the last thing he had to learn.
Yeah,
because if he flies, because if he flew from the first episode, everything would be solved like that.
Well, I'm not saying the first episode. I'm just saying from this point on. Like,
but
I'm not saying.
But I just mean in the whole scope of the entire.
Oh
show,
no, I get that.
I get why they were like that has to be his final thing.
Yeah, I get that, but I'm just saying like if you did it from this point on, but not like make him fly super well, but make him fly. Yeah, he can kind of fly, but he prefers to run. Then he learns how to fly properly. I mean, Supergirl can fly and didn't change anything for her in her show. So yeah, that's just my thought.
But she was older. She was older when she.
That's true. But that's just my thought on the subject. And then he joins the Day of the Planet, whatever. Okay, so
that is what they do with Supergirl, right? They make her older because.
No, she's not older. I mean, she's kind of older, but.
Because when Clark was a baby when he was sent.
It's time travel.
Clark was sent when he was a baby from Krypton to Earth.
Yeah.
She got lost.
She's like 12.
Yeah, she got lost in
a time warp.
Yeah,
or something.
and then she emerged
she arrives when he's Superman.
Yeah, she emerges out like 2 or 3 years, or like a couple of years later.
A bunch of years later.
Yeah.
Like when he's actually Superman, and then he finds her. Yeah, that's pretty much. So moving on.
So now,
it's me. So we go from really great quality to probably the worst episode of all these things.
I picked it because it's great.
It's called Fierce. This is season 7.
Yep.
Season 7 episode. God, where was it? Season 7, episode 3. In this episode, Kara Kent, Supergirl. Speaking of, she lands on Earth the episode before, and she's trying to blend in with the Smallville society. So in this episode, what she does is that I'm going to be in a beauty pageant, and that's the episode. Literally, that's the episode. Lex Luthor's not in it, from memory. No, wait, is he in it? I actually don't remember.
He's probably there uncredited because he wasn't there.
Let me think.
Like he's there. They credit him, but he didn't show up.
I'm trying to look.
I think
no, he was in it because the episode. Yeah, because I think the episode before, she saves him from a car crash, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna try and find the one who saved me again." Blah blah blah. And I skipped all the Lex Luthor stuff because it was boring. Yeah, I skipped all the Lex Luthor stuff because it was pretty boring.
Fair enough. So
that's why I don't remember. So in this episode, she joins a beauty pageant in Smallville to be like, I'm going to be a regular girl and blah, 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 and whatever. And so she joins it, and it turns out you'll love this. It turns out the main contestants, 3 of them, have weather-controlling powers, and they only join the beauty pageant because there's treasure hidden in Smallville, and the time capsule has the treasure map, so they're using the pageant as a distraction for them to steal the thing. But in the time capsule, there is a map of the treasure, but in the treasure itself, it's not gold or whatever. It's a Kryptonian artifact thing, which is what Supergirl's looking for, and that's the plot of the episode. It's not good at all.
Do you know what they could have done instead?
Anything else?
They could have just like
not do this episode.
Well, like I mean, the three girls, they could have just like broke a light and was like, oh.
Yeah, they could have done that as well.
Cancel the pageant show.
Something like that.
And then they could just go in at night.
Yeah, it's...
Actually, they didn't have...
They didn't have to join it.
They could have went earlier.
That's true.
They literally could have just came... Alright, let's just come here at 5.
Yeah.
It starts at 7. We'll be done by then.
Let's see. So I wrote a couple things down. One, I do like this version of Supergirl. If you remember what she was like?
Yeah.
I like this version.
She was...
I prefer...
She was curious about everything. Like, she obviously was like... There was a respect for Clark.
She's an alien,
yeah. And so she went traveling around the world, if I remember.
I think
she flies around the world traveling.
She's more powerful, so, yeah.
Yeah, because she's like honed her powers. Because she's 12, she's sort of like learned more.
Pretty much, yeah. I like this version. I prefer Melissa Benoist, personally, but I don't mind this version.
Yep, she was cool.
Yeah. Jimmy Olsen's in this episode. A.K.A. played by Aaron Ashmore.
Is it... I thought it was James Olsen.
No, Jimmy Olsen. No, is Jimmy Olsen in this? James Olsen's Supergirl. Jimmy Olsen is in Smallville.
No, but that's not the real Jimmy Olsen.
Oh yeah, it's his brother.
It's his brother. He dies.
Yeah.
And then Chloe gives the camera
to his brother.
To her brother.
James Bartholomew Olsen.
Because they call him Jimmy, but he's James. He's not Jim. He's not Jim. He's not like Jimmy Olsen.
Guess who he's played by?
Aaron Ashmore.
Yeah.
Again. Yeah.
It's twin brother. Imagine they got Sean Ashmore. I mean, they couldn't because...
But he plays him again.
I mean, Sean Ashmore was a villain in like season 1.
In the last episode where Lois goes, Jimmy, look, it's still him. But he's just supposed to be his brother.
So dumb. Anyway.
Remember an episode where he becomes a spy?
I do. Oh yeah, he's dating Chloe at this point.
Yeah,
so.
But he fucking dies.
Yeah.
Because they're about to get married, and Doomsday comes in and kills him. And Doomsday is played by...
And then Chloe ends up with Oliver anyway.
By Sam Whitener, whatever, Winter.
Something like that.
He's the voice of Darth Maul and everything.
He showed me a picture of what he looks like. He looks terrible.
He's the apprentice in the Force Unleashed.
I think Doomsday looks terrible in this show.
Excuse me.
He looks terrible.
The whole time he's a paramedic, and it's not until he gets a message from like Zod to be like,
I don't care. He looks terrible.
He's like, you're my son. He goes, what do you mean? He's like, well, you haven't evolved yet.
At least Batman v Superman, he looks like a monster. In this one, he just looks like a guy.
To be honest, I would have liked if they didn't do Doomsday, they could have just made Sam Batman. It would have been weird that he was a paramedic, but it'd be like I'm just getting experience doing whatever.
What else did I do? Oh yeah, so Lana Lang comes back. Apparently she was framed for something. I don't really remember.
I thought what happened was...
She was framed for something.
Something happened to her
and then she had to leave.
She needed surgery.
And she had to leave.
She needed...
Oh yeah, people thought she died.
Yeah, she needed surgery, so she was experimented on, and they put like kryptonite in her blood to save her, and then that's why Clark couldn't be around her anymore.
Well, they're definitely around each other in this episode.
The last episode where they meet,
she has kryptonite in her.
Yeah, and he's like, and he tries to kiss her, and he kisses her, and she walks
pretty much.
off.
Yeah, Lana's back. I guess I don't really care.
Clark is a bitch. Sorry, just to say, when him and Lois aren't together, but they're kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And he's just like, man, I miss Lana. I'm like, dude, Lois is like 15 times better, and she's standing right there.
Way hotter, way more feisty.
Better character.
She actually has a career.
Yeah, she's not. Yeah.
And
she didn't bang.
I'd rather him go.
She didn't bang Lex Luthor.
I'd even rather him go to Chloe than Lana.
Yeah.
Personally, yeah.
Sex cult.
Exactly.
Olsen Mac.
Yeah.
I'm never getting.
Oh god. There's a moment in this episode where, where Clark and whatever is fighting the weather people, and in the mine or in the little crater thing, there's kryptonite, and so they make a tornado, and the tornado blasts the kryptonite at him, and he becomes weak, so he can't stop him. But luckily, Supergirl comes in and saves him.
Wow.
Oh yeah, I noted down this episode's pretty bad, except the very, very end, where no, literally, this is the only good thing in this episode, where Clark and Kara have like an understanding, but like, yeah, okay, I'll try and hide myself more. I get it, and Lana and she brings up the point. Yeah, you're still Kryptonian. It doesn't matter how much time you spend here. You're not human. You're still Kryptonian. And Clark's like, yeah, well, this is my home. These are my people. I love these people. And I don't care if I'm born on a different planet. I was raised here.
What does he say in Batman vs. Superman? This is my world. You're in my world. And he looks over to Lois. She's like, what?
Yeah, pretty dumb.
Just give the spear to Wonder Woman. She'll get close enough to stab him.
Or even Batman.
Literally, actually, I would have liked that if she gave it to Batman and Batman just went...
Like in How It Should Have Ended.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I actually haven't seen that.
It's pretty good. Basically, Batman takes the spear and shoots kryptonite gas at Doomsday, and then stabs him with the spear, and then he dies.
Do you know what would have been cool if he loaded it into like the
in the gun,
in the Batwing, or in the gun, and just fucking fires.
That would have been cool. But anyway, let's move on. I'm done with this episode.
Oh, what would you give it?
1 out of 5, or less than 1 out of 5.
Woo!
Just skip it. It's not good.
It's great. I don't know.
Now let's move on to the ones that we've both seen.
Okay, so
Heat.
So Heat came out. All right, here. Heat is season 2, episode 2.
Hang on, I gotta go to the bathroom. Hang on.
Okay.
Do you want to pause it or?
Yeah, I'll pause it.
Okay, good.
Keeping the fact that you went to the toilet and then just came back.
I'm back now, so.
Okay,
so Heat.
Heat. All right. So Heat. Yep. It's season 2, episode 2.
Yes.
It came out. It premiered on October 1st, 2002.
Nice.
Had 8.1 million viewers.
That's not bad. Basically, this is the episode where he gets heat.
This is horny heat vision.
Yeah.
Horny. Okay. So the whole premise is there's a new teacher.
Oh.
There's a new teacher who's teaching sex ed at a Smallville High.
Smallville High, yeah. Again, how old is he supposed to be? 17?
He's 16.
God, he doesn't look 16.
He's attracted by this teacher.
Yeah.
And it turns out this teacher is marrying Lex Luthor, and she's doing that because her power is she can seduce people.
Yeah, it's like a pheromone thing.
Yeah.
And she kisses him, and
it's
mind control.
Yep.
Yeah.
Chloe describes how she gets her powers.
How does she get her powers again?
The meteor shower happens when she's she's in the middle of fucking.
Yeah, and the passion, the pheromones.
That's what she said.
Which makes no sense, but okay.
Yeah, and the whole episode is also based around Lana trying to record the message to Whitney.
Because he went off to war. Or they went up to the military.
Okay, they said war and he was shipped out. So because this is like 2002, I'm assuming it's the Iraq War.
Iraq War, yeah.
I wrote this down. The Iraq. I'm just gonna write exactly what I wrote because
Fair enough. Go on.
It's perfectly.
Go on.
The Iraq War is happening because Whitney is shipped out.
Yeah.
Clark could stop it even at a young age. He could just waltz up and be like.
Yeah, but here's my thing. Yeah, but here's my rebuttal about that.
It's not American soil.
No, but he's not that powerful. Also, Jonathan wouldn't want him to go into war. I mean, yes.
Yeah, but he's fast enough to go in, stop it, get out.
I get that, but also be kind of redundant. Like that's just my take on it. It's like he's not as experienced, and the government will see him and try to experiment on him and blah 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 blah. It's that stuff.
Fucking ridiculous.
He could, but he just doesn't.
This whole episode also has about how previously when Clark was trying to stop the tornadoes, he ditched Chloe at the film.
Yeah.
And
because she doesn't know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and Chloe's being a real bitch about it.
That's literally what I wrote.
There you go. Yeah.
Verbatim. She's being a real bitch about it. That's what I wrote verbatim.
Like she she goes to Metropolis for like an internship at Daily Planet. Ooh. And then she makes the story like, oh yeah, I met a hot guy there, and I forgot about Smallville. And then she looks back to see if Clark.
And Clark goes, all right, I'll see you later.
Because Clark's a bumbling dumbass.
No, because Clark's a normal human being.
Or yeah, he's clueless and whatever.
Yeah.
I love the fact. Have you seen like Tom Welling? Like he said, like every time that we don't, record anything, I just go, Clark's an idiot. He's a dumbass.
He is.
Because he is. Yeah, most of the time.
And he also said, "What's that? Sex cult?"
God. Anyway, what's about?
He just turns around in the middle of filming.
Pretty much, yeah.
He's like, so anyway, sex cult?
Yeah.
What?
What else about heat happens?
So the main reason he realizes he has heat vision is because he gets horny.
Yeah.
Yep. Just
pretty much. We keep making the joke that he has to be horny in order to have heat vision. In this episode,
he controls it. He
controls it. They explain he can just control it now, but at first it's horny. I think that makes sense.
Yes.
Because Kryptonian, whatever.
Yeah, but he knows what he has to think of, what he has to do to access it. So he knows
it's just the on switch.
Yeah, so he knows what turns it on. So he just shows it.
Yeah.
One thing
I hate the look of heat vision.
One thing I find about I was just about to talk about that. It
looks terrible.
It's not lasers.
No, it's heat.
It's heat. It's like it's just like a wave of heat.
I think the best version of heat vision, both before and after.
Cavill?
No, Man of Steel. And what I mean by that is that at the beginning of Man of Steel,
I like it when it looks like it's like it's cracking.
Yeah, but what I mean is that at the beginning of Man of Steel, like before he fights Zod and all that, heat vision was basically his eyes glow red and whatever he looks at just burns. Like there's no laser stream. It's just they glow red bright and then there's the burn.
No Ruby Rose glasses into Ruby Rose glasses.
Yeah. God. And
no glasses in another dimension bullshit.
Yeah,
and fucking Cyclops.
Yeah, and then later on in the movie when he fights Zod and his minions or whatever, it becomes a laser.
Remember Zod just goes.
Cool. Yeah, I like that look of heat vision. Heat vision I get what they were going for.
It's heat, not lasers.
Yeah, I get what they're going for, but I don't think it looks good.
I do like that Lex made Clark his best man. That's nice.
Yeah, that's nice. Even under mind control.
Yeah, but Clark and Lex are about like 6-7 years apart. So, because I was thinking,
Lex is like 24.
Yeah, so I was thinking, how old is he to get married? I'm like, oh, he's 25.
He drinks scotch, so.
Yeah, and he throws it into fireplaces.
Yeah. Jonathan and Martha don't really do much except help Clark controls heat vision.
That's one thing I wrote. I wrote that I always love that.
They do the whole heat vision's popcorn.
Yep.
And toast.
That I wrote that they making a jerking off joke. I wrote also popcorn cum joke.
When did they say that?
Because he says, now I don't have to think about sex anymore.
Okay, that's
straight after, and I'm like,
yeah.
Anyway.
It's weird how I was gonna say it's weird how the woman goes to the police chief and be like, "Hey, Clark's the arsonist," even though everyone was with him when that fire started in the classroom, and Lana was with him when the fire started.
He was sitting next to Pete.
He was how could he have done that? Honestly,
it's amazing.
It is amazing, yeah.
I wrote Sexy Powers. I don't know what her name was. I couldn't remember. So I wrote Sexy Powers is a low budget poison ivy minus the plants.
Pretty much, yeah. I like the fact that Clark's immune to a lot of the Kryptonian power stuff because he would be. When she tries to seduce him, it doesn't work because he's Kryptonian physiology.
About that,
I like that.
He's 16.
17, yeah. They acknowledge that underage. Yeah,
because Martha goes, "What?"
Yeah, exactly. They go, "She tried to seduce an underage boy. Arrest her." Yeah. Come on, man. Clark, stop trying with Lana. Yeah. She flirts way too much for her own good.
Yeah, and then she's like, "Man, Whitney's at Iraq. I'm gonna break up with him in a video."
Yeah, and then she dies. Oh well.
I do like the bit where Lex is like, he's like, "Well, obviously Clark did it and stuff," and Martha goes ape shit.
Yeah.
She just becomes a mum, and she's like, "How dare you? You know my son." And,
exactly. Yeah.
And it's just.
Martha gets the best.
Yeah. I will say though, when the teacher's swimming in the pool topless and Jonathan walks in,
whoa!
I wrote Jonathan is a gentleman looking away until he gets seduced, but he just goes, "I'm not gonna have this conversation."
Exactly. Yeah, he's a respectable man. And then at the very end, I'm gonna have a nice date with my wife.
Yeah, I'm like,
get over this. Yeah.
I wrote.
I'll say this:
villain gets powers by having sexy times during meteor shower.
Fantastic. I'll say this about Superman in general. I love Superman in general.
Yeah.
I think I know
top tier.
I know a lot of people say he's
Boy Scout.
Yeah, he's Boy Scout boy, but I think in general Superman is just the best. Yeah. Like he's up there with Spider-Man and my eyes as one of the best superheroes.
Absolutely.
Like unironically, he's
amazing.
His whole world, his characters, most of his stories.
I'd probably say my favorite adaptation is probably Smallville.
Oh, live action?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say so.
That's probably my favorite.
I really like Superman 1.
Because I like Superman 1, but it's just that
it's condensed and there's more detail.
It's just Clark and Lex and Jonathan and Martha and Lois and how they're perfect.
Man of Steel had potential, but it didn't work. So
while I was watching this episode, I realized Tom Welling is tall as shit.
And he's big too.
He is 6'5".
He's huge.
Taller than Ben Affleck as Batman. He's a foot tall. He's
17.
An inch taller.
Then again, I know someone. Then again, I know someone who was like 6'4".
Who fucking Yao Ming? What? Yeah. You know that's Yao Ming, the basketball player. Yeah. There's a really cool bit where Jonathan shoots the rifle and Clark runs in and he melts the bullet.
Yeah, that's cool. And he turns it. I mean, that was the thing I was thinking about the other day about super speed. So when he uses heat vision and super speed, did he heat vision the bullet as well in super speed? Yep. How hot is his heat vision to melt the bullet?
How fast is his heat vision?
To melt the bullet that fast to like liquid metal.
Yeah.
Fast.
One thing that I found
it's an incinerator beam.
Lex isn't like, where did that bullet go? Or like, Why did it just melt?
Maybe
Clark.
He just thinks it missed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember this line?
Yeah. Lex being set on fire is fucking.
Yeah, that's cool.
I was like, whoa.
And then Clark puts him out.
Yeah,
because he's the hero.
Like, lady, calm down.
Because he's the hero. Yeah.
But I'm like, dude, you're setting a dude on fire,
Yeah.
and Lex is like,
yeah, that's
I'm
dark.
on fucking fire.
Remember this line where remember this line that Chloe says, Clark seems to be immune to members of the opposite sex. When she said, I'm like, shut up.
You bitch.
We're dealing with a woman that can seduce men, okay?
Also, Clark says Lex is his best friend, not Pete.
I don't like Pete. I don't care.
I don't like Pete either. But he
likes Pete.
But he says he's his best friend. That's nice.
Pete's really annoying in this.
Yes,
ma'am.
One thing I do like is when Martha, she's making muffins and she holds the thing and she goes, Clark, and Clark just grabs it with his hands and puts it down.
Yeah.
And then Jonathan walks in and goes, hey, ow.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's cool.
Yeah, little stuff like that I like.
That's what I like.
I wish more superhero stuff. I think they do this more in shows because it's day to day.
Yeah.
They just do stuff with their powers.
Like the Flash, he cooked breakfast.
The Flash, he cooks breakfast.
Super speed.
Yeah, he super speeds, and also like the Flash in the Flash show, he like gets ready fast and goes to work fast. I wish movies did that more so. Like I think I kind of
like fake plastic eggs in Bat versus Superman.
God. No,
his hairy chest.
No, I mean like imagine in Civil War when Vision was cooking, the stuff. Scarlet Witch just used her powers to help out.
Yeah.
Like she just telekinetically lists stuff.
Or like rather than opening a cupboard, he just puts his hand in the cupboard and pulls something out.
Oh, that other thing, yeah, that would have been cool.
Or if he just goes.
They did a little bit,
and then he has to open it.
They did a little bit with that when he walks through the wall and he's like, Viz, we talked about this.
And he goes,
well, yeah, but the door's open, so
the door's open, so
whatever.
Fair enough.
Yeah, or like Spider-Man. I kind of wish they did this in a movie where Spider-Man's on the bus or the train. Everyone's moving around from the train, but he's just standing perfectly still.
Yeah, so he's just standing.
He's standing perfectly still while everyone's like rustling around, and he's just standing.
That's really cool.
Like because he has sticky feet.
Yeah,
I wish they'd do that. There's a really great comic thing they do in one of the Spider-Man origins where he's just walking on the wall.
Yeah,
like perpendicular.
He's just thinking, and he's like,
he's walking on the wall perpendicular, and he's just okay. I do like that.
The song that they play Elvis's
again. They play Little Less Conversation.
A little less conversation, a little more action.
Again, 5 pop songs. 5.
I love 5. I love that bit where he stands there and he's just like, Dad'd be easier if like you weren't next to me. And he's like, right. Okay. And he just stands and he's just tending to his crop. So he's like, whoa,
fire.
Oh,
that was a really clunky line. Hello, I'm Clark, the guy that can lift up tractors and see through walls. What's not weird about me?
He's right.
Yeah, he is right, but still.
Lionel sending what do they call it? I wrote it down, but I can't pronounce it.
What is it? Show me. Let me look.
I can't remember.
Prenuptial?
The thing.
A prenuptial. Oh yeah, yeah, I know what you mean. The marriage agreement.
Yeah. That's really funny to me. She's like, "Oh, your dad sent a gift," and it's just a prenup.
Yeah, it's a prenup. Yeah.
It's just the prenup agreement. I'm like, dude, that's savage as fuck. Yeah,
I like Lionel a lot.
Lionel is great.
Anyway, is that it for Heat, or is anything else?
I do.
Heat Vision. Yeah, again, Heat Vision's weird.
Yeah.
I think it changes throughout the show.
Let me just have a quick.
It goes to like a weird fire vision later on.
Let me just have a quick look. Nah, I'm done with
Also, he uses Heat Vision as like bullets. Yep. Like it's like instead of
like he's able to like
individualize it. It's
weird. That's done for me. What would you give this?
I'd give this a 3.
Yeah,
3.
I'd give it a 3.
It's all right. It's pretty good. I think it's better than a lot of other things, but it's all right.
It's funny.
Okay. So let's move on to
the next episode would be Justice. Okay, so
low budget Justice League. Here we go.
This is season 6.
Yeah.
Episode 11. This premiered January 18th, 2007, and it had 2.5 million viewers. This episode was written and directed by Stephen S. Knight, the director and writer of Pacific Rim Uprising, and the writer and director of Daredevil.
Good. Bad and good.
He does a lot of good stuff. Yeah. Stephen S. Knight.
So I'll talk about the plot in this. So the plot of this is, as it basically sounds, it's the low budget Justice League.
Yep.
So in this episode, Bart Allen, who we've seen in the previous episode before, comes back and steals something from the Daily Planet. Clark runs after him and is like, "Hey, man, what are you doing?" And yeah, it does that weird run thing. It's really bad. And
better or worse than Ezra Miller?
Ooh, good question. I'd say worse.
I love Ezra Miller run.
I hate his run. He's like weird he's like a weird speed
That's
skater.
why I like it. It's like he's like a gym.
It's dumb. It's really dumb. Anyway, so Bart is working with Oliver Queen, who is Green Arrow. I'll say this, I like this version of Green Arrow.
I was gonna write. One thing I wrote. Justin Hartley is pretty good as Green Arrow.
Yeah, and I like his costume too. Like it's comic booky and leather, but I like it.
This is what I wrote.
There's a weird leaf.
I wrote if sunglasses are dumb if more than one character uses them as a mask.
Him and Impulse.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's so dumb.
It's cool, man.
I also have to mention.
And he has that weird voice changer as well.
I wrote that. I said I'm glad they did that.
I am the Green Arrow.
But one thing I said that's really dumb is when they do that slow-mo walk. When they do that slow-mo walk.
In the explosion, yeah.
Oliver takes off his glasses and pulls his hood down. What if somebody saw him?
Yeah. Oh well.
Okay.
Anyway, so yeah, he's working with Oliver Queen. Clark's like, hey, what are you doing? Nothing. And it turns out that they're stealing stuff from LexCorp because at this point we know like Lex Luthor's experimenting on metahumans.
He's trying to weaponize.
He's trying to weaponize metahumans
to try.
Yeah. So Bart Allen and Oliver Queen are trying to destroy it, but also it turns that they're working with
Project whatever it was called.
Project something.
I don't know.
Project Insight.
Project Alpha. I don't know.
Project Insight for Kaya's Insight. So Bart Allen and Oliver Queen are working with AC, and Victor Stone, who I hate in general in this because he's just a guy.
Yeah, all of his robot parts are inside.
Yeah, it's stupid.
I thought you were about to say you hate him because he killed himself in real life.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Sorry.
So they make the Proto Justice League. Lex Luthor kidnaps Bart Allen and so that to try and save him.
Yep.
This is an alright episode.
I mean, for a low-budget Justice League, it does a good job.
It's okay. Oh yeah, and Lois is she's dating Oliver Queen at this point, and she breaks up with him because of secrets.
This is what I'm gonna say.
As with all superheroes do.
I wrote some stuff down. I wrote Oliver makes a respectful and mature decision to break up with Lois.
Yeah.
Unlike being like, I love you, but I want to keep you on. He's like, I can't do that. That's not fair.
Exactly.
And
yeah.
I wrote
doesn't tell her, but
that scene is acted and written.
Yeah, I do like it
really well
because Lois Lane's the best.
Because when I was watching it, I'm like, this is nothing like Smallville.
Because Lois Lane's great.
But because it's like really well done. And then she's like,
she's not angry with him. She's just okay.
Yeah,
fair enough.
And then she's just like, she's like, oh,
I lost.
She said if you ever come back again, don't expect me to be here. And he's like, well, I'm not ever coming back. I'm like, damn, this is a really good scene.
Yeah. Again, just have Clark Kent be Superman. I noted down. Just have him be Superman. Have this be the Proto Justice League, and it's fine.
Just
do that.
They should. I would have liked it more if
he was Superman.
No, if they replaced Green Arrow with Batman. I wrote Green Arrow as
I can see that. Yeah.
That literally everything they could change. It's just
I like Green Arrow.
It's just I like him.
Yeah.
I think he's cool. But I just want Batman.
I feel like with the
that's the thing they do.
I feel like with the CW type,
they're too scared to do Batman.
But see, I think the reason for that is because Bruce Wayne wouldn't fit this CW universe because everything's all dramatized and all soap opera-y. I don't think Batman's not really like that.
Because it's like oh we are vigilantes and Batman just going
and we're all
beat the shit out of people.
And we're all dating each other and blah blah blah.
Yeah,
so I don't think Bruce Wayne would have worked.
All my lives are tangled together. I'm alone. I'm still beating the shit out of people.
Because I don't think Bruce Wayne would have worked in this kind of context.
I would have just an appearance. Just for one episode, if Clark would be like, oh, I want you to interview someone here, Bruce Wayne. Mate, what does J. Jonah Jameson say? My socialite reporter got hit in the head with a golf ball.
Fair enough.
Like just something like that. What do you know about social life? Oh, don't answer that.
What else? What else did you write down? I got a few things.
I wrote Belle Reeve is in Metropolis.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's because usually it's in Louisiana, but it's in this it's in Metropolis.
Oh yeah, I like Impulse.
Yep.
He's not the Flash, but I like this. I like Impulse.
I wrote no lightning effect because this is
this is before.
Yeah, this is before they came up with the idea. Yeah,
it's just a
streak.
Red streak. I don't mind Aquaman. I think he's better in this in general.
There's he appears in another episode with Mira. I forgot what season.
I don't remember. And Cyborg is not good in this. Yeah, because he's just a robot on the inside.
Making the Flash run. I really like that. Like him not
being. Oh yeah, he being trapped in. He has to keep running.
Infinite Crisis running around.
And he's like, okay, I'm really starting to get tired.
And then when he comes out, his nose bleed. That's really cool.
I need to catch my breath.
Yeah.
Also, there's one bit that really annoys me in this this episode. Yeah, a few bits, but this one really annoys me.
Yep.
And I think I discussed with you this earlier before. when Clark is racing against Impulse again, he catches up to him in super speed. But in super speed mode, Impulse goes super speed. So how fast is he? So when Clark is in slow-mo mode, he sees him at a blur as well. How fast is he going?
So let's
he's going at like light speed practically.
Let's say Clark.
Let's think of the math. Let's go.
Let's say Clark runs Mach 1.
That's not Mach 1. If he slows down in time, that is not Mach 1.
No. I'm just saying, like, let's just say.
Okay, fine.
Just let's theorize he runs at like Mach 1.
Yeah.
So if he's running that fast and Barry's standing still, but Barry is still able to go like to, that means Barry's limit is probably like Mach 6.
No.
Because he's running, he stops.
When you slow down time, that's not Mach 1.
He tries to... No, but I'm just saying...
Oh, ratio.
I just mean how fast they can run.
Okay, ratio-wise.
Because he was able to... Because he's still... He can still move...
I'm actually going to look up how fast he
can still move fast in fast mode.
Yeah. That's the part I'm annoyed with.
So he must be like 3 times as fast. Because he's already faster than Clark. That's given.
Yeah.
But for him
way faster.
Yeah, so he's already... I can blink pretty fast.
I can blink pretty fast too. Oh yeah? Got to catch me.
But see, because he can run fast already. So let's say Clark's at 1. He then would have to be 2 times as fast. Because he can run faster than Clark can when Clark is in full run mode.
Yeah.
So he would be... So he's like... twice. He's about 3 times as fast as Clark is.
Yeah. I'm on the wiki. I've noticed this. It says, although never mentioned in the TV series, Bart, like his fellow species, has a connection to the Speed Force. So it's real in this.
Yeah.
Because like might gravity. As well. Because didn't he say in his first episode he got his powers by getting struck by lightning as well?
I can't remember.
Something like that. Because he's Bart Allen. He's not Barry. He's not Jake Garrick or Wally West. He's Bart Allen. Yeah, and it says here. What does it say? Yeah, when Clark uses his speed, Bart almost perceives him as a blur.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. So he's faster and faster. Impulse is pretty good. Aquaman's bad. Green Arrow is pretty sweet. It's weird that he becomes a series regular. I think that's kind of weird.
That's why I want it to be Batman instead. I know. Like Green Arrow sort of fits with it because he's big, but he's not too big of a superhero.
I feel like if they did Batman, he would just made him bad. Like a bad version of Batman.
Yeah.
I feel like if your wish came true, it'd be like, yeah, you'd hate this version of Batman.
Yeah, I probably would. I just love Batman.
What else?
All-time favorite hero. He just has
I wrote down, it still annoys me that every superhero and every supervillain are fully formed except for Clark Kent. Why?
Yeah.
Why? They've made a proto-Justice League before he even has the stupid suit.
Aquaman doesn't have a trident. That's weird.
That is kind of weird.
Green Arrow usually uses a crossbow. He has a bow.
I wrote down,
but it's a retractable.
Oh yeah, Lex Luthor briefly says, "Well, I want." He's talking to Bart. Bart says, "Like, I want a lawyer," and then Lex is like, "Well, I want a ponytail. I guess we're all disappointments."
Yeah, that's just the real world. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, but I like the ponytail because he had a ponytail in the comics. Redhead Australian Lex Luthor.
Redhead Australian Lex Luthor.
G'day, mate.
Dating white Martian.
Great speed trap. This is one of the only times in the episodes I've seen where I see kryptonite. And it's not like a meteorite like on the road. It's just like a room full of kryptonite.
It's just
whoops.
One thing I do like is
how everyone's in their costumes except for Clark. He's just in the cities like a chump.
Clark is codenamed as Boy Scout.
Yeah, that's funny. I like that.
But one thing,
if it's not Superman,
one thing is
might
that
as well.
Oliver is correct that when he's like, oh, you're doing all this stuff, and Oliver's like, well, unlike you, I go after trouble. You wait for it. And I'm like, yeah.
That is true. Clark does seem to do that a lot.
He just waits around. But Oliver's like, I go for it. I try and help. So I'm like, yeah, he's absolutely right.
That is true.
You're an idiot, Clark.
Yeah, so I wrote down here, why is Lionel protecting Clark again? Because I guess just because they're friends.
Yeah, they're friends. Because he respects him. He's like
he's a hero.
Yeah, because he's a hero. And he's interested in like... He's interested...
And he protects him when Lex is like... they say one of them sounded a lot like Clark. And he's like, oh, no, it's not Clark. I did it with him. Yeah, hot roast.
Little baby carrots.
He describes it really vividly.
The way he goes,
little baby
carrots, and he laughs. I'm like, it's not funny.
Yeah, great. Anything else?
Lex is like, you could be lying. I'm not. Yeah. Okay.
Anything else about Justice? I can't think of anything else.
I wrote that Michael fearing metahumans and mutant stuff is written way better than Batman vs Superman. Him being like, I'm scared of them.
Yeah.
I want to build something to stop them, but not just whatever the blur is, I want to stop
all of them.
Yeah. Which I'm like,
every superpowered individual on the earth.
Also, for Clark, if there's
the Metahuman Project,
yeah.
Jesse Eisenberg, the Metahuman Project,
What does he say? It's Cherry?
Cherry.
And he goes, I love bringing people together.
Lex, Bruce Wayne and Clark Kent. I love it. Love people together.
But
so bad.
One thing I wrote is, if a door is lace lead, don't go through it, Clark, you pellic.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, if it's lead lace, just don't go, okay. It's probably not, but fucking...
I guess he just assumes that every super power is weakened by lead.
The slow-mo walk is super cheesy and dumb.
Yeah, because they end up behind an explosion.
But I like it, because it's like,
I love how Chloe only sees like a heat map of that.
Yeah, and she goes,
wow.
And it's just...
Also, I like Chloe. Pretty much Chloe, after she finds out Clark's secret, she's pretty good.
Yeah. She becomes Overwatch, essentially.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, wait, no.
Oracle.
Oracle, yeah.
Her code name's Watchtower, but she's Oracle.
This is the thing. So there's Oracle, and Felicity is
Overwatch.
Is Overwatch, but she is Overtower. What?
What?
They all have different names. They all have really similar names, but they're not exactly. Overwatch is Felicity's.
Yeah. No. Thing. Overwatch is Felicity. Yeah.
What's Chloe's one?
Chloe's is Watchtower.
Watchtower, and then Oracle's Oracle.
Yeah.
It's just weird, those fucking names, because they're all
it's
like
a code name. I love how Chloe's just immediately go Boy Scout.
Boy Scout.
Watchtower to Boy
Smallville.
Scout. I kind of wish. I kind of wish Clark's like, seriously, come on.
You bring them fucking
Impulse. Yeah, he didn't choose his name either.
Yeah. I do like that but everyone after,
has a code name.
Everyone after, they're like, oh, Clark is the big guns.
Well, yeah, because he's powerful.
I'm glad they all know. Yeah, Clark could kick the shit out of all.
He's the strongest. I mean, Flash is the fastest, but he's the strongest.
Yeah, but I like it that they're all like.
And he's actually indestructible.
It's like, my main thing is I can swim really fast
and talk to fish,
but he can swim really fast and kick the shit out of people.
And he has heat vision and X-ray vision. And
that's what I like. There's so many other things to Clark. And Clark's just, but he's the big guns. And like, of course, he's Superman.
I'd give this episode maybe a 3.5.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Okay, now
the best episode,
the greatest episode
that we've seen out of all these.
For me, it's my favorite Smallville episode next to the final.
Reckoning's pretty good.
It's just this episode, it's so sad.
So we're talking about Homecoming, by
Homecoming,
the way.
It's season 10, episode 4. It premiered October 15th, 2010. It had 3.19
What's really interesting about this, that it's only Clark and Lois. It's only Lois and Clark. Like, there's no Lex, no Chloe, no anyone
Lana
else.
Is mentioned.
Lana's mentioned, but there's no... Like, it's just Lois and Clark.
That's what I like about it.
That's what makes it really unique.
What I really love about this episode is it's... Because season 10, they knew it was the last season and stuff. It's just recapping, like,
it's a semi-clip show.
It's a clip show, but
they weave into the story, which is good.
It's really sad because it's just like it's them being like, show's ending, guys. Like this is like the start of
the torch has gone digital.
It's like this is episode 4. You know, everything's changed in a couple of in 16 more episodes.
Pretty much,
this is all over. So like we're gonna talk about
it
now.
They do it as a culmination of pretty much what Lois and Clark are about is here. That's why Lois and Clark are one of the best superhero couples of all time. It's really well done. Yeah,
like just how Clark is still sad about Lana.
It makes me yearn for an actual Superman show. But
and how having Clark watch Jonathan die
again. Yeah. Oh, like actually died.
Like how it started.
Well, this is where he finds out that he protected him before he died.
Yeah, and then Brainiac being like, had nothing to do with you. This
Brainiac
was
5,
his choice.
by the way.
But yeah, Brainiac 5.
Who's great.
Who's amazing.
Brainiac in general in the show.
But I love how he's like you destroyed me, but my program, I was reprogrammed.
Yeah.
And I'm good now, and I came back.
Yeah.
And now I'm here to help you.
Yeah, so you didn't destroy me. You helped me. Now I'm a hero.
Is it Legion of Tomorrow?
Legion of Superheroes. Legion of Heroes. Yeah.
It's just,
I just love the fact that Brainiac becomes a good guy in the end, basically.
Yeah, it's
Brainiac 5. I love that. It's great.
But it's really sad. Because it's everything in this episode is just like a reality check for Clark to be like, hey, it's freaky that you're going to be Superman relatively soon,
and you know this,
but you need to focus on the now, because the now is most important, because then the future won't happen at all.
What do they say? Your you blame yourself too much for the past and you worry too much about the future.
Yeah,
something like that.
There was a few good quotes in this, but like
there's a lot of good quotes in this.
One of my favorites is the last one. She says, "No deadline is more important as you."
No.
That's a good one. Also, Brainiac 5 a hero is made in the moment.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, damn. This whole episode.
The blue outfit's dumb. That's
what?
The blue outfit's dumb.
The
I don't
red
like
jacket?
It. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it.
But this whole the music in this episode is really good as well. I don't know why I noticed
And the
that.
writing is really good as well.
But I just love Brainiac being like all this stuff is because people around you have cared for you and you've done so much for them.
And you know what, the acting in general is really great by Tom Welling.
And it's just like it's like as sad or as like freaky as it's going to be in the future and all this stuff. You have to see what it is.
Isn't it weird that this is it's a Christmas Carol but Superman?
Yeah.
But no Christmas.
Yeah, because they show in
really
the past, they show in the present and the future.
Yeah, exactly.
That's literally
with Brainiac.
It's Christmas Carol.
With Brainiac being all three.
Yeah, but and then in the future when they see, I really like that when he's in the future and Lois is like, what are you doing?
That is prime Lois Lane to me.
Then she's like, come on, Smallville, what's happening?
Like if you give me like the best interpretation of Lois Lane as full form Lois Lane, that's who it is.
I like. Oh, when did it become so uptight? Nerdy.
I was like, this is my desk. No, wait, did you get demoted? Your desk is over
Unless
there.
you got seriously demoted, this is my desk.
One of my favorite. Hey, Smallville. Isn't it weird how Lois doesn't recognize that this is a younger Clark? You'd think
they have different haircuts.
Also, you'd think Superman in the future would tell Lois, yeah, at this point in time, I'm gonna my past self's gonna time travel.
Yeah, because
it's gonna be kind of weird.
Yeah, because he says to him, this has already happened to me. I'm experiencing the future part now for
it's
the
a
first
loop
time,
timeline. Yeah,
but I've already experienced what you're going through. So do exactly.
Yeah.
So what that means is he knew that.
And he didn't tell Lois.
No, what I think was he knew that his younger self was gonna kiss older Lois.
Oh.
Isn't that? It's kind of like another. It's you, but it's.
You're welcome, buddy.
It's you, but it's like another dude kissing like your girlfriend, so it's kind of weird.
It's still him.
This whole episode is just amazing.
Yeah,
it's what Superman is. It's
what Superman should be.
Just going through it and being like, look,
and what Lois Lane should be as well.
Yeah, exactly. And then at the end,
comparing her to how she was in like season 5 or 6 or whatever, where she's like a rebel,
in
army brat teen.
I really like the line in this where she says, "You put the Smallville in Smallville."
Yeah,
it's really dumb. He floats at the end.
Yeah, he flies.
The bit
because of love.
Yep. I also wrote Lois and helicopters never go well. No. They always seem, every time she's in a helicopter, something bad happens.
Yeah, it's Superman 1, yes. Superman Unbound, definitely.
The helicopter slides off and Clark's just like, boop.
Briefly talking
about... Do you remember how she fucking elbows the pilot?
Oh, yeah. Secret Identity.
Yeah, but it's funny, she just goes, wham! Bam! I got a pilot and Clark's like, with a concussion.
Clark's like, protecting my secret. Nice. So wait, did Lois know he was Superman by that point? No. Past Lois.
No.
Okay, I remember.
There's a bit,
I remember
because he told her she got brainwashed.
Yeah, I remember this differently.
He the first time he tells her in that season what happened. Yeah. The season before maybe when she's like, "Don't be ridiculous, Smallville. You're not Superman." And she's trying to reach files up, and he grabs that's what I remember. And he holds up. That's the first time, and he drops it. The second time is when she's about to walk. When she's like walking out the door, he's like, "I'm Superman."
Yeah,
she turns around, she's like. And she runs at him, kissing him, lands him. She goes, I knew the whole time.
Briefly talking about like the best Lois and Clark relationship things. You've seen Superman Unbound, where it's the Brainiac storyline where Brainiac comes by and traps Metropolis in a thing. The relationship between Lois and Clark in that movie alone is perfect because she knows who he is. They've been used to each other for a little while. Even in this one, they're like, yeah, Lois, she's a handful, isn't she? Yeah. She can be quite intense, but you love her. And yeah, she's protecting his identity and, cute and whatever.
I think the end.
What was with that punch lady?
I don't know.
Remember the punch? Yeah, remember the punch lady where she's like, oh yeah, he'll never love you. Like, he's loved Lana, and I always thought him and Chloe would be together, but you, yeah, fuck off.
It's realistic.
I know, but still,
it's fucked
up.
It's
harsh.
Yeah. I like
so harsh.
I like my favorite bit in this episode, and I think it's probably the greatest moment in Smallville, next to the end where he rips his shirt off, is when he buries his dad's watch.
Oh yeah.
He just says bye. I'm like, Dad.
Yeah. He finally lets go.
Sad.
He finally lets go.
I'm like, God damn, it's so sad, but he's just like buries it. See you, Dad. I'm like, fuck me.
He flies away.
It's such a good moment. It's such a Superman moment, which is why I love it. Him being scared of being Superman's great.
Yeah. I'm more than a bird.
I'm more than a bird.
I'm more than a plane. I'm more than some pretty things beside a train.
That's all I have to say.
Yeah, me too.
This
I'm
is
done.
probably the greatest episode of Smallville.
I'd say 5 and 5. 5 out of 5.
Oh, absolutely, 5 out of 5. No, without hesitation.
Yeah. How long have we been gone for?
An hour and 38.
Oh wow, that's shorter than I thought.
I thought we were gonna have to do like longer 2 parts.
Oh well. Any brief stuff about Smallville or Superman in general? Let's list some like great Superman things briefly.
In the whole entire show?
No, like in general, like media, like best Superman stuff.
All-Star Superman.
Yeah, All-Star Superman
is probably one of the top tier Superman.
Superman Unbound.
This is
Brainiac.
This is really strange, but I genuinely think my favorite interpretation among the comics, movies, everything is Tom Welling's Superman.
Yeah, I agree.
There's something about it. Like the intro itself makes me go, I love this show. And no intro for a TV show has ever made me do that. Probably besides Sunny, which is my all-time favorite show, which I would love to do an episode on.
Yeah,
I love Sunny.
Despite that, I've never seen a single episode.
It's so good.
So.
You got it.
It'll just be you talking about it and me just questioning.
It's me just going troll, toll.
And then just me going, wait, what?
Considering I'm wearing my Danny DeVito shirt right now.
Yeah, you are. You always wear Danny DeVito shirts, by the way.
Great Danny DeVito. I was thinking of buying more Danny DeVito shirts. Like, because I saw you can buy from the exact same artist, just this one, but big.
I'm just reading the list. Alan Tudyk was Superman in Justice League War.
Yeah.
That's funny. I don't like the New 52 Superman.
No,
at all.
They've done this thing now,
especially in the movies.
Superman. They've done this thing now where Superman is no longer as human as he was.
I don't like that. He's more alien than human.
Like the new Superman Year One and like the New 52 stuff and the Rebirth. He's like
they've leaned more to the alien.
He's like
side.
a god.
No, I don't like that.
But what?
That's
one thing Batman. That's one thing Batman Superman does well is people see him as a god, but he's
not a god.
But he's like, I'm not.
I'm just a dude.
He's
man.
like I'm just a dude from Kansas. He's like
flies away.
He's like, I'm just trying to help. Exactly like in Man of Steel. He's just like I grew up in Kansas.
Yeah.
When he's talking to Martian Manhunter.
Yeah, boy. Yeah.
Oh god.
I like some of Man of Steel. I don't think it's great, but I do like it. I don't think I'll watch it again, but I do like it.
I'd watch it again.
The DCU again. I think Henry Cavill is a really great live-action Superman. He just needs
the right story.
It just needs the right story and the right director.
I think what they should do for next Superman is I'd really love Christopher McQuarrie to direct it because he said he wanted to do one and that he was in talks but never really.
That would be cool.
Because
have Brad Bird direct a Superman movie.
He'd do a fantastic. He'd probably want to
pretty much the Iron Giant.
Just the Iron Giant. Well, Superman.
Yeah, Iron Giant mixed in with a little bit of camp from the Incredibles.
Yeah.
And then bam, you got it.
He could write a really good Superman story.
Yeah.
I think he'd think of something really strange that no one else would think of.
Exactly.
I think we just love Brad Bird.
Yes. Yeah. Well. I think one of the things
he deserves.
One of the podcast topics I've listed down here is favorite directors because yours is Sam Raimi.
All-time favorite is Sam Raimi and. Yeah, Sam Raimi.
Yeah, yours is
probably Jackie Chan.
Yours is Sam Raimi, but mine's is Brad Bird. So I think one day we're going to talk about you're all Sam Raimi, all the Sam Raimi stuff, and me, Brad Bird, all the Brad Bird stuff.
The thing is,
and we just talk about that.
Well, the reason Sam is one of my favorite directors is he's very popular if you're into film, but if you don't know who he is, it's like...
Same with Brad Bird.
Yeah, exactly.
Not many people know Brad Bird unless you know his stuff.
Yeah, but he's Brad Bird. He made Mission Impossible 4,
The Incredibles,
Iron Giant.
Simpsons, yeah. Early Simpsons,
yeah, it's like,
best Simpsons.
It's like Sam Raimi. Sam Raimi did all the Evil Deads, Spider-Man, Drag Me to Hell.
Yeah.
They're both so...
Oz the Great and Powerful.
Yeah. I saw that. They're so intertwined. They're so intertwined within the industry, but people who don't watch.
That's why I like him because they're not that well known.
Yeah.
I think next to Brad Bird is probably Christopher Nolan, but yeah, we'll get to that another day. So, anyways, that's it.
I think that's it.
I think we've talked enough about Smallville. For one
I'd just like to say, Smallville.
Smallville's great.
One of the greatest superhero TV shows of all time,
and the worst at the same time. How
has some of the greatest Superman moments in any media ever,
like the Jonathan dying, Lois,
basically Homecoming, the episode,
Lois and Clark proposing, and him becoming Superman.
I think
even the pilot is really good.
I love Smallville so much that I'm worried the new CW show is not going to be as good.
I'm looking forward to it. I don't care if it's.
I'm
looking forward.
I think Tyler
Hoechlin.
Tyler Hoechling's a good Superman. He's no Tom Welling.
I like this. He's
a good Superman. I like the Lois.
Yeah, I love this Lois Lane.
But I feel like when they add Superboy and Damian, it's just gonna make things unbearable. It's gonna. Did you see like? I don't know which season of Arrow. Like, what have you seen Arrow? Like, season.
Most of it.
I don't know, season 5. Yeah, season 5 or 6.
I think so.
With his son William, his like bastard child William.
Yeah.
He's the most annoying prick, and he's like, Dad, like you said, you stop fighting crime. And he's like, yeah, I will.
Yeah, but Jonathan's not gonna be like that. He's gonna be a super kid.
Yeah.
And he wants to do good and whatever.
Finn Wolfhard, he would never do it. He's too.
No, he'd never do it.
He's too busy being.
He's rolling in that Stranger Things money.
But yeah, exactly, and being a rock and roll star.
Exactly, yeah. Anyways, that's it for this one.
I think that's it. Yeah.
Okay. What'd you like to do next week?
I don't know.
Again, non-commitment, but.
Yeah, I don't want to say just in case of commitment. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
we pretty much said we'll do Smallville like immediately. Let me see what I got on my list.
We also had the.
I still have the Terminator notes.
The viewer skewer universe.
Do you want to do that next?
Sure.
Okay. So next week we are going to talk about the View Askew universe, which is Kevin Smith's interconnected movie universe. If you know about that,
I have to rewatch them now. Shit.
I'll rewatch some of them. I don't have to rewatch all of them.
I'll absolutely rewatch Mallrats just because I love Mallrats.
I'll rewatch Clerks 2.
I have to rewatch Dogma.
And Chasing Amy.
I have to rewatch Dogma.
I'll think about that.
I haven't seen Dogma that much. I've seen it like twice.
I don't want to watch Jane Silent Bob.
Rebooted?
No. Strike Back.
Strike Again with Will Ferrell.
God, it's terrible.
It's great.
We'll get to it next week. Okay. All right. So
I think that's it.
All right.
Still no theme song. We'll never get one.
Somebody save me.
If we can get a theme song as good as that,
that'll be
I'll pay for it.
It'd be gold.
I'm not paying for shit.
Fantastic Fools.
All right, that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, then.
See you guys.
All right, see ya.
Fantastic Fools.